What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we're gonna have us a good old time tonight. I'm your host, Emmanuel Noisette. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out today, guys. We got a whole bunch of news to talk about. We got some DCU updates. I'm gonna share my thoughts on what if, and Sony is out here gaslighting us once again. But you know what? We're going to get through all that. But first, Happy New Year. You know, I don't know if I'm past the, oh man, it's 10 days after. Is it too late to still say Happy New Year? I don't know. But Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, the Kwanzas and the Hanukkahs and the Merry Christmases and all of them. And the Festivus for the rest of us, all of y'all. Hope you guys had a great break. In case you missed it, we did have an emergency live a couple days ago, just the other day, given the news that got reported. So in case you missed it, in case you wanted that little bonus live, go on back and go check it. You know, certain recast news. But I did want to say that, you know, man, it was nice having a little bit of vacation. You know, your boy went out. You know, I was able to relax with the family. Took the girls back to Disney World. Oh my God. I don't know if I can ever do that again. Disney World is expensive. Like, I saved up, I want to say about 2 years, maybe 3 years, just, you know, putting some money to the side because I ain't got it like that. So yeah, we went there. I think, man, like I don't even want to talk about how much these little kids made me spend on stuff. All I know is that Disney World is a scam. It's a scam. Like, and it's a listen, and you know what? I don't even want to say it's a scam. It's a hustle. It's a real hustle. Like, you know how you go to the grocery store and you know, like they have the candy aisle right there, and clearly that's a ploy just to have your little kids, you know, be like, mommy, daddy, I want that because it's at eye level. You know, that's a trick. Disney World is that candy aisle everywhere. Everywhere. Let me tell you something. I went with my girls because this is, you know, it's for them. Okay. It's for them. Matter of fact, I need a prop. Hold on. Okay. I went with my girls, and first of all, the line's crazy. Like, listen, I'm not paying no $300-$400 for the lightning leg. No. Okay. Y'all not gonna keep getting me with all these up charges. We gonna stand in line. Okay. I done did my squats. You know, we done got our steps in. We gonna stand in line. But you know, you walking around and all of a sudden there go Princess Jasmine, there go Mickey and his friends, and all. So I'm like, you know the kids, daddy, can we go meet Princess, you know, Jasmine and Aladdin? Fine, let's go. Let's get some pictures. It's memories for the kids. Okay, that's fine by me. We go into the line, but no, now you know me. I'm like, listen, let's just take some pictures. Pictures are well, they're not free, but the pictures are paid for. Let's go with it. Nah, let's get some autographs. Oh, okay. I didn't know these mascots gave autographs, but okay. Anybody got a pen and paper? Nah, we got to go get some. Where we going to get some? At the Disney store. So, of course, there's a nice little store right next to Princess Jasmine and all that. It's right there. And of course, they have an autograph book. And you can't have an autograph book without a pen. Do y'all know how much they charged for an autograph book and a pen? You see this paper right here? You see this pen right here? This probably costs 15 cents and I don't know, $1. Why did they charge $35 for an autograph book and a pen. And I can't buy it for one kid. I got to buy it for the other kid too. And then there's tax. I'm like, I just paid $75 for some paper and pen. I had to sit down after that one. I was like, y'all, listen, we gonna have to think about dinner now. Like, is that Dunkin' Donuts down the street? I think they got a dollar menu somewhere. Like, listen, it was a lot. It was a lot. But at the end of the day, the babies had a good time. So you chalk it up for that, I guess. But I did tell them, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday 2026, Merry Christmas 2026, and your other birthday in 2027. That's going to roll over. And if y'all lose these autograph books, like, I don't want to see a page missing. Because you know, when you get your kids' school supplies, 85% of them supplies go missing in like 3 weeks. This thing better be plastered on your wall. You better keep this till you 85. Like, I cannot die with this thing being missing. Like, it needs to outlive me. But the kids are happy. Kids are happy. Lord Jesus. What else? Okay, so that was vacation. Oh, by the way, I have to say my heart, my prayers, my thoughts are going out to all the folks out there on the West Coast in LA. I was just out there in case you missed it. I went there for my first ever wrestling event. I posted a little story a little earlier. Yeah, I was out there and I was able to I left right before them fires started. So I mean, it's real out there. It's not just actors, like, it's regular people that are having their houses burned and stuff like that. So my heart goes out to them for sure. My prayers. Hopefully everybody is safe. I tried to reach out to as many people as I knew on a personal tip. Most of the people I know are cool. But man, like, if y'all know anybody out there, or, you know, just do a little Google search, try to support, try to help if you can, or at least just check on your peoples just in case. So, you know, prayers up for all of them. We do have some other good news that happened. There was a time when I came on here and I was telling y'all about how I happen to be a fantasy football player. Now, fantasy football is done. But a number of y'all decided to challenge your boy. And it was a tough season. Okay, it was a tough season. Famous Jay, where you at? You ain't here? It's Sheed, where you at? You ain't here? Okay. Michael, where you at? Ben, Chris, where y'all at? Okay, okay. The season came and went. Oh, there you go. Talented one. There you go. Oh, no. Bring that boy over here. Come on now. Come on down now. Come on down. Listen, you had a good regular season. So good. But you know what happens? The winning only matters at the end. And I'm proud to tell y'all, I am the champion. Yes, that's right. E-Man has came, he has went, he has seen, he has conquered the fantasy football. The very first E-Man Fantasy Football Championship is done, and I reign supreme. So I want to thank all the people that came on out. I want to thank all the haters. I want to thank all the doubters. There go one right there. That's why he wanted the stage. Boy, Talented One was calling me out weekly. Yeah, buddy. I appreciate y'all very, very much. And listen, there's always next year. Okay, there's always next year. But no, for real though, it was super, super fun. Definitely appreciated everybody that came out. I think we all had a good time. But anyway, that was good. That was good. Y'all made it real challenging. I didn't even dominate. Like I got lucky. If I'm being a little honest here, I got a little lucky. But anyway, thank you so much for that. All right. Let's go through, see who is in the building tonight. Kiki, what's got what? How you get here so early? Kiki, you don't never be here early like this. You first too? Okay then. Well, happy New Year to you. Paulette, hello, good to see you. Jay, what is up? Mitch, the latest, what is up? Good to see you. Samke, hello. Minister Crush, what is up? Corey, how you doing? Wouldn't be a new year without Miss Harper. Thank you so much for being here. My man John Robinson is back. Good to see you. Treese, thank you so much. My man Lou, good to see you again. Shar, hello. MC, good to see you as well. Milan, thank you so much for being here. Animals, hello. My man Tane is back. Good to see you, brother. Nelson V is in the building. My man Angel is here as well. Deborah, good to see you. T-Ville, how you doing? What's up, Theo? Good to see you. Sim, how you doing? My man Mike, we are back at it again. Dex, how you doing? Good to see you. Soto, what's up? And then, hello, good to see you. What's up, Tracy? Appreciate you coming through. Calico, hello. Tasha, how you doing? Christy, good to see you again. Who else? Well, we already said what's up to Talented One, but let's make it official. What's up, Talented One? How you doing, bro? All good? Everything fine? Yeah? Good. All right. Gothic Chick, hello. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Who else did I see? Kristen, what's up? Jam, hello. Stamina, good to see you. Tyra, good to see you. My man Eugene is back. Hello, CJ, good to see you. Nick, what's up? Appreciate you coming through. Treble, Clef, hello. Ray, how you doing? DS or D Smooth, hello. Steven, good to see you as well. Where is he at? My man Jesus, hello. Travis, what's up, man? Good to see you. Who else did I see? Lawrence is back. Treese, good to see you. My man Philroy is here. Who else? I saw. Oh man, hold on. First of all, shout out to everybody that's made it out. Appreciate y'all. Full show. What is up with this? The real Big Sean. Yo, come on through. My goodness, man, blessing the channel like that. Thank you. Like hot red. Like it done turned red. Like, good gosh. Okay. Hey, E-Man, thanks for all you do. My wife and I love watching your channel. We've been watching since Lovecraft. Wow, that is a long time ago. Now you're a member of the fam. Keep doing what you do. Hey, listen, with donations like that, you a member of the fam. Okay, we definitely fam at this point. Thank you so much. Appreciate you and your wife supporting the channel. Means the world to me that you can support us like this. I appreciate you paying for my kids' autograph books because I'm still paying the credit card bill on that. So thank you for helping a brother out. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate you so much, man. It really means a lot. Thank you. Let's see. What's it? My man Mike. I can't even get my brain to make that make sense, but I got 5 on it. All good, brother. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Hold on, we got a little love we got to get to as well. Let me see here. Whoa! Marcus hitting it up with the $100 Cash App. It looks like we got beef. I don't want this to be beefy now. For you say you wanted to match Big Sean and continue the love, brother. Thank you so much. My goodness, I gotta send some love right back. Thank you so much. Y'all Y'all are doing too much. Y'all are doing too much, y'all. We got to ease into the new year now. Let's ease it. Thank you though. Thank you for real. Then we also got my man Terrence always contributing $10 for starting a recasting year. Oh, we're gonna talk about recasting, but thank you so much for that. Oh, here we go. See, it's always got to be something. It's always got to be something. What you want, talented one? My record was better. Yes, it was. And if we match up in the first or second round of the playoffs, I would have beat this guy. World's biggest salt truck over this way. Congrats on the win. Let me tell you some words from a wise man. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but you didn't. But you're right. You are right. Your team was stacked. You had a very, very solid team. Like I said, I did get lucky. I got lucky. That's just the way the game is. You know, it's I want to say it's like, 70, 60% skill, and the rest of it is all luck. You got to have healthy players. You got to hope they perform. So I just got the lucky side this time. So, but thank you so much for playing. I really did appreciate it. And yeah, we definitely gonna have to run it back. We're gonna have to run it back next year and make it happen. But thank y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. All right, let us get into I almost forgot why we be up here. Let's get into some quick updates in the movie and TV world and get y'all going. I figured, usually we be starting with bad news and stuff. Why don't we start with some good news? Let's start with some good news first. And it looks like we got some happy news right here. And that is Tom Holland and Zendaya are now reportedly engaged. Congratulations to the happy young couple. They've been dating for a long time. What I like is the fact that ain't been no drama, ain't been no mess. They've had a nice, clean, relationship, even in the public. I did feel bad for my daughter because, as y'all might have known, in case you saw my video with my daughter and Tom Holland is her boo thing. So was her boo thing. I don't know, but he gone now. So I don't know. But no, definitely happy for them. So congratulations to them. Next up, we have Ghost of Tsushima. An anime is in the works for Crunchyroll. Now, I have not played Ghost of Tsushima yet. I do have the director's cut. So the moment I am done saving New York, because I'm still saving New York with Spider-Man 2, please don't spoil it. The moment I'm done with that, I'm hopping right on to Ghost of Tsushima. I've heard nothing but great things. That is next on the deck for me. But the fact that they're doing an anime for it has got me even more excited to hurry up and go watch, to go play the game. But yes, it is based off a video game for those of y'all that don't know. So it is going to be pretty interesting that they're going to do this. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're doing a sequel to the game as well. So that should also be pretty interesting. Now, we got an update for a movie that I really enjoyed. I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed this movie. But The Accountant, starring Ben Affleck, right now is on HBO Max, starting January 1st, but it is still on there because the sequel is going to come out on April 25th. So if you were looking to get caught up, now would be the time, because y'all know how these studios do. The moment the sequel come out, they take the original off. I don't know why, but if you want to watch The Accountant, which I need to do, now's the time to go do that. So that way you could be caught up for The Accountant 2. I'm glad I just reminded myself, because I need to go rewatch the first one because I haven't seen it since it released. So it's really fun for me. I know a lot of times people like to rewatch movies like over and over again. I don't like to do that. Like, I'll rewatch a movie maybe within the first week, see if I missed something or whatever. But after that, I put that thing on the shelf. I don't look at it. I don't watch it for like at least 5 to 10 years, mainly because I like to forget what happens in a movie and re-experience all the thrills and chills and fun all over again. So I am actually looking forward to rewatching this because this came out a long time ago. So I can't wait to go check this out. I think that this will be pretty solid. But anyway, you guys let me know, what did you think about these updates? How are you feeling about the accountant, Tom Holland, and all that? And the Ghost of Tsushima, whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh, snaps! Big Sean, come on, Big Sean. All right, now here's for your baby souvenirs. I know Disney can be expensive. Come on, Sean. You already covered it. You was all good. Come on now. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that. Like, y'all being way too generous, man. But thank you. I appreciate that. For real, for real. Hold on, we got something else here. Oh, Zia, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you and your fam. Appreciate you, Zia. I'm gonna send some love right back for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate you. Got the homie Zia contributing. Thank you for that. I hope you had a great New Year as well. All right, guys, we have an update from Netflix. So now here's the thing, and stop me if this sounds like you. You turn on Netflix, and then all of a sudden you go start doing something. You on your phone, you go to the bathroom, you start cooking, or you just go do something else, but you got Netflix playing and just doing whatever, right? I mean, I'm guilty of this. You know, I know sometimes I should be watching and doing my critic thing, but sometimes, you know, if I'm just watching for entertainment, I'm not watching everything. Sometimes I'm like, man, just let it play. And if something good happens and you catch my attention, I'll put my phone down and I'll start watching. Well, Netflix, they sick of y'all, okay? Netflix is sick of y'all not watching what they talking about. So they decided to come around with a workaround, because they know us a little too well, okay? Netflix execs tell screenwriters to have the characters announce what they're doing so that viewers who have a program on in the background can now follow along. They also have thousands of micro genres, including casual viewing, which is used for movies, TV that go down best when you're not paying attention. This is one of the reasons why Netflix will probably be the last streaming service I cancel. You understand me so well. You know me so well. You know me so well that now, listen, if it was some other company, they would probably do some dumb stuff like, man, you know, if somebody ain't watching, you're going to have to put up a pop-up reminder and force the audience to click something. Nah, they said, listen, man, we know what they doing out there. We know they not paying attention. Have these new movies, these new shows, y'all need to say, man, here I go inside the car. Oh my gosh, I'm driving real fast in this car. Oh no, I can't believe this guy is about to hit me in this car. Like, they're telling y'all, they're gonna make the characters start telling people what they're doing because they know you're not paying attention. I like this. I like this. And what's even better, all them times you be sitting here browsing Netflix, looking for something because you bored and you just want something in the background, they're literally making a category for it. I mean, they calling it casual viewing. I wish they would just call it background noise, because that's what it is. But hey, I like this. You're making it easier for me to just go ahead and find some stuff to just put on in the background. I don't have to go hunting for it or looking for it. Just put it on and go. But man, imagine if you were like the filmmaker, the director, the actor, and you found out your TV show that you worked so hard on is now casual viewing. Like, bro, we don't even watch your show. We just barely pay attention to your show. I feel like that would be a little insulting. I know Netflix don't care, but I feel like that'd be a little insulting to the people that are actually making the shows or movies and so on. But hey, you know, listen, sometimes you got to adapt to your audience. And if this is what it is, listen, I appreciate the effort. You know, I appreciate it's like these are like the little things that, Disney ain't gonna do this. Peacock definitely ain't gonna do this. Tubi ain't gonna do this. I'm with this. I like it. But y'all let me know, how do you feel about Netflix now catering to the fact that they know y'all don't pay attention and they're going to try to still service you anyway? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Man, what are y'all doing? Bro, Marcus, what is happening? $50 Cash App, brother. Thank you, Marcus, for that. You don't have to beef with people financially on this channel. Okay? Like, this does not have to be a gladiator match of the Cash App. I promise y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I don't want y'all fighting. Please don't. But thank you, brother. I feel you. Thank you. Thank you for that. For real. Let's see. Right on time. Marcus, what's up, brother? Netflix big trash. Just as I was about to delete, they dropped the new Fluffy special every doggone time. Cash App Tim's. Shout out to Big Shot. Oh man. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I feel the same way with Netflix. Like, not to say that I'll be looking to drop them, but every time I feel like I've watched enough stuff, then all of a sudden they drop some new things. Then all of a sudden they got this new show. Then all of a sudden they got this crime documentary or some special crazy thing. Have y'all seen that? What is it? The Roommate from Hell. There's some crazy mofos out there. Okay, the roommate. I think it's called The Roommates from Hell or something like that, or My Roommate is from Hell. Yikes. But yeah, so I'm with you on that. Every time you think you about to get out, they pull you right back in every time. Oh my goodness. But anyway, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you for the support. I really do. Okay, talking about TV show. So we talked about Dexter, and Dexter, what was it? I think that was on Showtime where it came out. I enjoyed Dexter mostly. Like, I thought every other season was really good. Season 1, solid. 2, 3, great. 4, 5, great. 6, like, it was like every other time. It was just hitting the missing. And even towards the last season, I didn't even finish it because I was just like, I don't like where y'all stringing this, y'all pulling this, y'all dragging it. I'm good. I did not even watch the last thing either. But there is a prequel series that is, I think it might be currently out or it's about to come out. And that one is supposed to be about a young Dexter when he first joins the police department and all that. But it looks like it's not going to end there. Now, in case you did not know, I think it was season 3, but one of the best seasons of Dexter might have been season 3. And the reason why it was so good, I think it was that. It was about the Trinity killer, or the Trinity, the Trinity killer. I think that was season 3. Maybe it was 4. John Lithgow played the role and was absolutely phenomenal. Like, he was so good, he won an Emmy for it. And he only came in for like a couple of episodes. But it seems like we're not going to end right there, because there's a Dexter prequel that's focused on the Trinity killer, and that is officially moving forward now. So John Lithgow will star as the inner voice of his younger self. So they're basically copying what the Dexter prequel is doing right now, but they're going to do it with the Trinity killer. It was season 4. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. And let's see, the co-creator, I don't know who the co-creators are. Either way, you have my attention, because once again, that Trinity killer on Dexter took that show to another level. That season finale of season 4, like, that thing had my jaw on the ground. I was like, yo, Yo, that right there was everything. So the fact that, like, here's the thing. Normally, I would say, man, why are y'all doing this copycat type of thing? You're already doing a prequel with Dexter. Don't go copying the same thing. But you had me at Trinity Killer because I need to know this man's origin story. Because this man was giving Dexter some. Boy, Dexter was having some fits. Okay, Dexter was in shambles. The way Trinity was, boy, that right there, that was some great writing. That was real good stuff. Oh. So anyway, I am actually gonna look forward to this. And I really want to know what direction they go in. Hopefully they give us something fresh and something a little different with it. But you absolutely have my attention with this. But you guys let me know if you have watched Dexter. What do you think about the idea of a prequel series for the Trinity Killer? How do you feel? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh man, this is good. Like, this almost reminds me of doing a prequel series from Breaking Bad for Gus, Giancarlo's character in season 4. Oh, like, you could do that, But anyway, I am with this. Okay. Dexter couldn't sleep. He was keeping my man Dexter up at night. Like, he was giving that man problems, boy. Jay, what you got? So a Netflix movie with spicy activity would have someone say, I'm putting my blank in your blank or blank now. Maybe. I mean, if that's what you're going to watch, maybe, So good luck. All right. What else do we have? Oh, I didn't even make a thing for this. Let me do this. No, hold on. Yeah, we'll just call it that. All right. So we have an update here for Mel Gibson. Now, it's not about Mel Gibson. It's actually more so about the film Passion of the Christ. And Passion of the Christ, in case you didn't know, this movie was one of the biggest for a long time, ironically, as a religious movie, was rated R, but it was one of the highest grossing rated R movies like ever for a long time. So I enjoyed the movie, but it's one of those movies where, like, I don't think you could watch it twice. Like, I don't know anyone that was like, let's pack up the kids and go watch this again. Like, it's a very brutal movie. It's a very violent movie. Obviously it's a religious film based off of the life of Jesus. But I thought it was a solid film. But it was like, listen, it's only so much of that I can see. Like, I'm not really here for the second part. I'm good. But there has been for a long time talks of a sequel in the works. And Mel Gibson did go ahead and give he was doing an interview on I think it was Joe Rogan that he was on the podcast. Was it Joe Rogan? Yes, he was on Joe Rogan. But he has an update for the Passion of the Christ. He says that he plans to begin filming in 2026. The title of the movie will be called, surprise, The Resurrection of the Christ. Spoiler alert, in case you did not know, Jesus rose from the dead. Yes, that's right. But Gibson said here, I'm hoping to start filming next year sometime. There's a lot required because the script is an acid trip. I've never read anything like it. There's some crazy stuff. In order to tell the story properly, you have to start with the fall of the angels. You're in another realm. You need to go to hell. You need to go to Sheol. And Rogan said, so you're going to have hell? You're going to have Satan? Gibson nodded. You got to have Satan's origin. It really should be Lucifer, not Satan. I have ideas about how to do that and how to evoke things about to depict that. I've been thinking about that for a long time. It's going to require a lot of planning. I'm not sure if I can pull it off. It's super ambitious, but I'm going to take a crack at it. It's about trying to find a way that's not cheesy or obvious, that's almost like a magic trick, goes from the fall of the angels to the death of the last apostle. Woof. So, y'all know I got my religious background and everything and my education and all that. I'm interested. I'm very, very interested. I have longed to see a film that would go there. Because given all of the religious scriptures and texts in and out of the Bible or from either other religions, I've always been fascinated with the mythologies or just the stories, again, whether they're canon or not. So for him to kind of explore this side of the story that doesn't really get highlighted as much, I'm interested. Now, I'm more so curious about how accurate you're going to be with this. I mean, I'm not going to be a stickler about it, but you know, when you read books and stuff, it's kind of like, are you also reading these books or are you just going to use your imagination? I don't know. But I do like the idea of this so far because there is a lot that could go right, maybe. He does say here that the actor that played Jesus before, he is going to come back, but he is going to require some de-aging to CGI to help with the 2 decades since the original film, but only 3 days obviously have gone by. I guess we're going to have another non-colored person of Jesus, but okay. Now, Gibson suggested that the dialogue will also be in English instead of Aramaic or Hebrew because the story's concepts are rather difficult to understand, and having actors speak in another language might be a step too far. I agree. I do think that the general audience probably doesn't want to sit there and read subtitles, especially for a lot of these heavy concepts. And it sounds like he's going to get into more of the mystical, fantastical side of this. Whereas the original Passion of the Christ, I don't think it really had a lot of that in it. You did have the devil kind of pop up like under a hood or whatever, but outside of that, you really didn't see a lot of the fantasy type of stuff. But it seems like he's going to tap into that and tap into it hard. I don't know. Like I'm interested, but I do think that this is going to be extremely hard for him to nail. A lot of this stuff is going to really depend on his imagination. And it's going to be even harder to convey that on the big screen. I mean, like, how do you depict Lucifer in heaven? How do you depict angels, for example? Are you showing the big war that happened? Like, what exactly, how deep are you going to get with all this? So, thing is that one thing I know about Mel Gibson, personal life aside, okay, because I ain't talking about his personal life. As a director, he has done a really, really good job. Really good job. As a director, Apocalypto, for example, fantastic movie, and it didn't even have dialogue like that. Passion of Christ, fantastic movie. Like, as a director, he really does a good job. So and he did say this has been like 7 years in the works. So he's earned my trust from a director standpoint to be like, okay, let me see what you got. Let me see that, but we'll see. But anyway, you guys let me know, how are you feeling about this Passion of the Christ sequel? Is this something that you are looking forward to? Is this something that you are excited for? Are you interested? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right. Bam, Marcus, what you got? Common misconceptions. Satan is a title, not a name. I just call him Lil Lucy. That is actually correct. Satan really means adversary. And the angel that fell is actually Lucifer, or the light bringer. He's the one that inspired the whole rebellion in heaven because he wanted to be like God, and God was like, sit down. So yes, that is actually true. It is a big misconception, but it's one of those things that, are you really finna like sit down and tell everybody that, whatever, it's just easier. But yeah, you are not wrong. Let's see, 60, what you got? Dexter kept Showtime in business. The original series, the prequel, Original Sin, Resurrection, and now the Trinity Killer. I'm here for them, but not First Blood. It was pure trash. Happy 2025. Yeah, I haven't heard anything good about First Blood, like at all. But thank you so much for that. Let's see, JN, iconic shirt, my man Virgil Hawkins. You already know what it is. Thank you so much. JN, is he gonna show Jesus in Egypt? That's a good question. I don't know. There was nothing said about that, but I think what the earlier reports and what this is kind of confirming is it's going to probably pick up exactly where Jesus died, and then it's going to show what happened during the 3 days while he was dead. According to some beliefs and some scriptures, Jesus went to hell during those 3 days. He went to hell to preach. He went to hell to deliver the gospel, the good news, and basically to overcome death. And then after those 3 days, he resurrects and then comes back. So that's what I believe this film is going to try to capture. But what Mel Gibson is talking about is the added component of showing Lucifer's, side of things in terms of his origin all the way to his demise. So that'll be interesting. Thank you so much. Hacksaw Ridge was an amazing film as well. That's right. I forgot he did also do that. I did like Hacksaw Ridge. I don't even really like war movies like that, but I did like that one. So let's move on. So Will Smith, as y'all know, Will Smith, iconic actor, probably one of the biggest and one of the few remaining household name movie stars. Despite the whole slap situation, whatever, we know that Will Smith is box office, right? One of the things with Will Smith is the fact that if you hear his name in a movie, you're probably interested and you're going to watch, except for Emancipation, but that's everybody's entitled to miss. But one of the biggest misses for Will Smith has probably been Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West was terrible. It was really bad, and it was a flop. It kind of put a stain on his career, did not work out. It was just not good. But the interesting story, in case you did not know, was the fact that Will Smith chose Wild Wild West instead of another movie that he probably would have been amazing in. And that was, no, not Men in Black, but The Matrix. Yes, that's right. Instead of Keanu Reeves, you would have actually had Will Smith as Neo and be in the Matrix trilogy. That in another world, that's the way it was supposed to be. And to this day, Will still kind of regrets passing up on the Matrix, because that would have been, that would have been a great hit for him, right? But recently, Will Smith posted something on his Instagram, and it's got people talking. So I figured let's talk about it too. It says here, in 1997, the Wachowskis offered Will Smith the role of Neo in The Matrix. Smith turned it down. He chose Wild Wild West, believing it was a better fit for him at the time. But the question remains, what would The Matrix have been like with Will Smith as Neo? Wake up, Will. Listen. When people ask me, E-Man, what's your favorite movie of all time? First of all, it's a trick question, because it's kind of like me asking, what's your favorite song of all time? Everybody got a favorite song. You got your favorite R&B, your favorite action, your favorite mystery. But just by default, I usually say The Matrix, right? The Matrix is one of those movies that when it came out, it absolutely blew my mind. The marketing was on point. I remember the commercials that was like, yo, what is The Matrix? We was like, I don't know. You showed us the movie advertisement. Why don't you tell us what The Matrix is? They was like, no, you got to come see it. We was like, okay. And when we saw that movie, I mean, I remember when I first went to go see The Matrix, this was the first time I ever went to a sold out theater. Like, I've never been in a theater where there were no seats. When I got in there, it was so packed, I couldn't find a seat, but I was so curious as what is The Matrix. I was about to sit on the side on them stairs right next to the chair. I was like, no, I'm not going, no, I paid my ticket. I was about to sit right there for the whole movie until somebody luckily, showed me the one empty seat that was there. But when I tell you I watched that movie so many times, when I tell you that I love that movie so much. Now I know Matrix 2, Matrix 3, Matrix 4, but overall, I still enjoy the franchise. But if you want to sit here and tell me that Will Smith, arguably, like I said, still one of Hollywood's few movie stars, is willing to come back and do another Matrix movie, once again, dang it, you got my attention. You already had me at Will Smith. Then you gonna put it with one of the most cherished franchises that I have loved. I know it's not perfect, but still. Of course I'm gonna watch this. Of course I want to see this. Of course Will Smith better show up, and this better not just be some stupid advertisement for some dumb stuff. Sir, please make this movie. Please do. Now, the real question, though, is who's going to do this? Because the last Matrix movie was a fail, in my opinion. The Wachowski's siblings, I believe only one of the siblings did it that last time, did not work. But when they work together, it's usually pretty solid. I would actually be open to someone else doing it. Hey, get Denis Villeneuve from Dune. I would be open for him to do it. Oh my God. Could Christopher Nolan do this? Listen, I just blew my own mind. If you told me Will Smith, The Matrix, directed by Christopher Nolan, when I tell you that's going to make $2 billion right off the jump, $2 billion. That's it. That's it. WB, y'all want the money? Go get them. Go get them. Now, here's the other thing, though. It's fine if you have Will Smith on there and, maybe get the Wachowskis back or whatever. But I think the biggest challenge with The Matrix is that The Matrix also did something extremely unique. What The Matrix did was it did what John Wick did. The way John Wick changed and influenced action films for the last decade, that's what The Matrix did for sci-fi action films in general. You cannot sit here and tell me that after 1999, when The Matrix came out, that you didn't see an influx of slow motion. Kung Fu was absolutely getting a whole lot more popular. And guess what? Everybody was dodging bullets because of The Matrix. So the question now is, will you be able to do the same type of genre pushing, I don't know, progress that the franchise is known for? Because you can't keep doing the same stuff you did 20, 30 years ago. Like, that ain't gonna cut it no more, right? You can't, man, listen, dodging bullets. Yeah, Neo, you better dodge bullets. But can you do something else that can blow our mind? And here's the thing. I would urge Will Smith this. If I could tell him anything, Mr. Smith, if you want to do a Matrix movie, and if you are going to step up to that challenge, do not sign on that dotted line unless there is at least 2 to 3 mind-blowing concepts and visuals that will be included in the film. Because I'm telling you right now, if you get into this movie and you are doing the same old things that we saw Keanu doing a while ago, it's not going to work. It's just not. So you're going to have to come in there with something fresh. It's going to have to be something dope. It's going to have to be something that nobody has seen before in a movie. And if you can't get that, walk away. Walk away. I'm not even going to be mad at you if you do it. I'd have more respect for you if you walk away from that rather than trying to chase a never coulda, woulda, shoulda dream that just didn't happen. But y'all let me know. How do you feel about the idea of Will Smith potentially jumping into a Matrix movie, maybe even a Matrix TV show? I mean, we don't really know. Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hold on, let's see. Marcus, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I saw the opportunity for a little theology input. I wouldn't mind the movie depicting Jehovah telling Michael to go run that fade and little Lucy and them. Listen, I would love that. I love that. If God was just like, hey, Mike, go get Gabriel and them and run it. Just run it. Yeah, they trying to squad up. Nah, just run it. Yeah, let him catch that fade indeed. Thank you so much. Catch that holy fade. Woo, imagine catching a holy fade from an angel. Yikes. Yikes. Let's see. What else do we have? Nelson, what you got? After Earth was Will Smith's worst movie to me. Maybe. I'd have to think about it because Wild Wild West was pretty bad. But After Earth was also bad too. It was also bad. So maybe. All right, John, what is this here? Hey, it's app called Zelavonic. Is free platform, I guess. The problem is you have to it's free, but the problem is you have to watch commercials. But any movie you watch on another app, it's on Zelvia. Okay. I mean, I don't know what that is, but I'm not into watching commercial stuff. So but if that, hey, listen, first of all, if it's legal and it's free, go for it. I'm not going to endorse nothing illegal. I don't know nothing about that. But thank you anyway. All right, let's move on. Speaking of Nolan, so Christopher Nolan, in my opinion, is one of those he's probably going to go down as one of those goated directors. Like his filmography is impeccable. He caught my attention with Memento. The moment I saw Memento, I was just like, what is this? Whoever did this is blowing my mind right now. And that's exactly what happened. Like he just was so good. And ever since then, The Prestige, Interstellar, Inception, just been killing the game. Now, I personally believe that when you look at his resume, everything that happened, I want to say everything that happened before Dunkirk, so I think that was 2017 maybe, was phenomenal. Everything after, yeah, obviously shout out to the Dark Knight series and all that, but like Dunkirk to me was not great. Um Tenet had them audio issues, and I don't know if anyone really understood the ending of that. Now shout out to Oppenheimer, solid film. Did his thing. But even Christopher Nolan's worst movie is still another director's highlight achievement, right? So I'm not saying this dude is trash. I'm saying that he's so great that even his bad movies are still good, right? They're still watchable. But because of that, he has also earned a lot of my trust. So whenever Nolan is involved in something, I don't really need to know a whole lot of what's going on. I just know that he's going to do something original, he's going to do something unique, he's going to do something that, we haven't thought of or seen in a while, or he'll revamp it, like Batman. And I'm here for it. I'm very very here for it. So I think we talked about this before. But he had this mystery movie that was coming out, but we finally got some word about what it's about. We also heard that like all these actors were signing up for it, which was kind of crazy with the lineup, but hey, you probably want to work with Christopher Nolan too. But now we actually have some more information. And he will be bringing Homer's The Odyssey to the big screen. For those of y'all that are a little shaky on your Greek mythology and all that, Greek literature, the Odyssey is a classic piece of literature by Homer, preceded by the Iliad. It tells the 10-year journey of the story of Odysseus, king of Ithaca, as he travels home after the Trojan War. Along the way, he encounters shenanigans, multiple perils, and discovers the death of his crewmates. Whoo, man. And we do know that for this lineup, they got Matt Damon, Tom Holland, and Hathaway, Zendaya, Lupita, Robert Pattinson, and Charlize Theron. Man, they got everybody coming in this. It says that the Odyssey will be shot across the world using brand new IMAX film technology. In case you knew Christopher Nolan, he loves him some IMAX. It is set to release worldwide on July, doing it right during the summer, 17th, 2026, after a production start of 2025. Listen, right along, I told y'all I like the religious stuff. I like that was the other thing that I studied, like minored in, was Greek mythology. Like Greek mythology, every Greek mythology movie that's come out, I've probably seen it. Okay. Clash of the Titans, the Immortals. Listen, release them Krakens. Okay, like everyone, I'm just a sucker for it. This is why I love God of War, right? Like I play every God of War to date. And I will continue to. But no, I absolutely love Greek mythology. I love the Greek stories, the literature. The Odyssey is like a classic. The Iliad, man, I hope he kind of puts both of them together. But yeah, those stories are so fantastic. And there's so much in it that you can do that will just be so dope. I think actually Rafe Fiennes is actually going to play in this. So I think he's actually going to be the lead as well. But man, I'm here for this. I am here for this. I've read these books a long time ago. But I've watched every TV show, every movie about it. So I am in. But y'all let me know. How do you feel about Christopher Nolan doing this Greek mythology type of story? What do you think about the cast, the crew? It's coming out in about 2 years. So, you got a little time. But y'all let me know. What do you think in the comments down below? All right. Marcus, what you got? Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel tonight, man. Thank you so much. Odyssey, Iliad, Lucidius. I'm a fiend. Gimme, and Nolan at the helmet. Yes, please. Yes, 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 indeed. To all of that. I'm here for that. Nolan's best film. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's not fair. I hate these questions because it's so not fair. It's like, how am I supposed to think of this? Okay, so I will say I can figure this out. Hold on. Okay, no, we're gonna do this together. I'm not gonna leave me hanging with this. We're gonna do this together. Let's look at what he's directed. I will say okay. I will say that my personal favorite is Memento. My personal favorite is Memento because once again, it was my first introduction to him. It was my first just it blew me away. I've never seen a film in reverse before. Like, and for it to do that, whoo, man, that's a lot. What I would say, if I had to sit there and make an argument for it, and here's the thing, you could make an argument for anything, right? You could say The Prestige is one of his best. Some people would say The Dark Knight is one of his best. I would disagree heavily with that. I would probably go ahead and say Inception. Inception is, to me, what I would say is his best. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying objectively, but I think Inception would be his best. Just because the acting performances were fantastic. And the concept was not too hard to follow, but just enough to really keep your mind at the edge, you know. And what I thought was so interesting about Inception was the fact that, keep in mind, this is coming after The Matrix, right? So, and I already said that The Matrix was already pushing the genre forward. So when the Matrix was pushing the genre in terms of sci-fi forward, if anything could match that energy, if not go a little bit higher, to me, that was Inception, and that to me is a win. So to come from, like, if Inception came first and then The Matrix, it'd be a different story. But to follow up The Matrix after and to still do that and to come with an original concept, man, like just the scenes are iconic. The rotating room, you know, like, I mean, what was that guy's name? God, what was that dude with the rotating room in the music video? What was it? Come on, y'all remember him? White dude. Don't make me look this up. Jamiroquai. Yeah. Now shout out to Jamiroquai. He had it first. Okay. I think he had it first. You know, virtual insanity. Y'all remember that? Come on now. Where's the VH1 pop-up video? Man, listen, Jamiroquai was doing it though. But anyway, no, it was Jamiroquai. That's yeah, that was it. But no, that scene was iconic, you know, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and doing the fights in the hallway and everything. Now that was a hallway scene. Okay, now that was a hallway scene before, you know, Daredevil came and did their thing. So anyway, but yeah, I would have to go with Inception and Memento just as a personal. All right, thank you so much for that. My man Marcus back at it. Thank you so much. Side note, Hercules is the most tragically underrated Disney classic. Interesting. I'd have to think about that, but okay, I'll let that marinate. Okay, all right. Jay, what you got? I did sort of like the Trojan War reimagining with Troy, where they made the Greeks the bad guys. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about with Brad Pitt and who else was the other guy? I forget who the other guy was, but yeah, no, that was a good movie. I wouldn't even be mad if they kind of redid that. You know, I mean, you know, it's been a while since I watched it, so I need to kind of go back and watch that again. Was that Eric Bana? That was Eric Bana. Okay, shout out Eric Bana, old school Hulk. All right, let's move on. Recast alert. I want y'all to know this right now. A legacy might be tarnished. Some disrespect is coming forward. An actor has been recast after the passing of another actor. And we're just going to have to brace ourselves for the epic backlash that is about to happen, given how negative this is going to be. But it seems here that Rory McCann has reportedly been cast as Balin Skull in Ahsoka Season 2. And he will replace the late Ray Stevenson in the role, who sadly passed away in 2023. Yes, I know. This is shocking. It is mind-blowing that an actor has passed away and they could even think about recasting him. I don't know if there are any other goalposts I can mention. But oh my gosh. Where are their hearts? How could they? Where are these people so that we can just riot against them for making such a terrible idea? And I'm sure there's a lot of outrage online right now because you cannot recast after an actor dies. You just can't. All right. We get that out the system. Okay. So, first of all, I just found out that, and by the way, in case y'all didn't know, that's the Hound from Game of Thrones, in case you didn't know. But what I do appreciate is that he is, I think in real life, he was actually really good friends with Ray. So I do like the idea that one of his best friends is actually going to step in, play the role to honor his friend, because recasting is not a bad thing, especially when it continues the legacy of the person that came before. Because I can promise you this, we will still talk about Ray Stevenson for as long as this character continues. For as many times as we see Balin Skull show up in different things, we won't forget Ray Stevenson, because he did a fantastic job in Ahsoka. He was one of the most compelling characters, even though he was a side character. I was like, where are you going? What you doing? What do you want? What are you doing? So, and he was a good actor too, just like in just different roles and stuff. He wasn't, I think was he in was he Punisher? I think he was Punisher in what was that, Dead Zone or whatever it was. I want to say he was. Movie wasn't great, but I liked him in it. I thought he was cool in it. But yeah, really talented actor. But yeah, shout out to them. So here, Warzone. Thank you. I'm saying Dead Zone. Warzone. Thank you. But yeah, so they are recasting. Surprise, surprise. It's a good move. I support this move wholeheartedly, because Balin Skull's his story was not complete, and we should get that completed for the next season of Ahsoka. All right, guys, what do you think about this recast? Do you think it will tarnish Ray Stevenson's legacy? Do you feel as though that this is the right move? Do you think they should have killed off his character entirely? Or maybe, I don't know, you think that this is okay? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Let's stay with Star Wars. Let's stay with Star Wars because we have an alert. So, as y'all know, Star Wars is a mess. And I'm a fan of Star Wars, not because of the movies, but because of the Clone Wars and Rebels. The last trilogy has been terrible. Just as a whole, it's been terrible. I think that what we have here is a unique opportunity for a name brand franchise to finally make a comeback. And all they have to do is just put out movies, which they haven't done since 2018. give or take. Like the last, what? Ooh, I don't even want to say the name of the last movie. Like it was. Ugh. Anyway, um, it was announced that we were going to get multiple other movies. We're supposed to get like a Ray movie. We're supposed to get a movie from Dave Filoni. And the other film we're supposed to get is something from James Mangold. So James Mangold, in case you did not know, this is the same guy he's got a really good track record. But you might remember him from Logan. He's the guy that gave you Logan more recently. He is going to take on the story of the Jedi. And this is going to be a very, very, very long time ago type of story. And we do have an update from one of his interviews on what we can expect with his film. It says here, Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi. And this is a story that takes place a very, very, very long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And he says here, to me, the really important aspects are the freedom to make something new. And he was asking, do we find a way on the page to say something original? Okay. Now it says here, the Star Wars movie should be taking place 25,000 years before any known Star Wars movie takes place. He says, I'm not that interested in being handcuffed by so much lore at this point that it's almost immovable and you can't please anybody. When I tell you, this makes me so happy to hear that from him. It makes me ecstatic to hear that. Now, I'm happy for this for a couple of reasons. One, as someone who is a fan of Star Wars, I'm tired, so tired of the Skywalker stories. I mean, it was in the first trilogy, the second trilogy, and in the third trilogy. Fine, whatever. They're all dead. Okay? All the Skywalkers is dead. I don't care what they want to call Rey. She a Palpatine. Okay? They all dead. I've been saying for the longest, it's time for Star Wars to move on. There's nothing wrong. Listen, the only Skywalker anything I would be okay with seeing is those lost years when Luke, right after Return of the Jedi, when Luke was going wild in them galaxy streets. Okay, when Luke was a whole Jedi master on the run. That's the only Skywalker story I would want to actually see. Outside of that, y'all remember the Acolyte. One of the biggest reasons I was excited for the Acolyte was because it was taking place before all that Skywalker stuff. And they messed that up. But even then, as you guys were with me while we were covering the Acolyte, we kept seeing, what did we keep seeing? We kept seeing all of the because y'all know how certain Star Wars fans like to fan out. We saw all the vitriol. We saw all the attacks. We saw all the mess that came along with it. And this is something that, as someone who came into Star Wars a little, like, very late, like I came in right before A New Hope. Like that's when I binged the original series for the first time. I watched the prequel. Like this is when I finally got in. So I was a little late. As someone who came in late, it was very intimidating for me to even talk about Star Wars because the fandom was not all that great. Okay, the fandom was, I'm not talking about all of them, but you had certain hardcore, like Star Wars fans that were just like gatekeeping. They would like make you feel bad if you didn't read all the comics and the novels and you didn't know about the old Republic and all this stuff. Like what? So the beauty of what I like about this is if this does take place 25,000 years before anything, no one has any room to complain. You can't. You cannot say anything about anything with this because it's all going to be new to all of us. Ain't going to be no, well, this alien shouldn't be there because 100 years ago, they would actually be 27 years old. Like, no. We're not going to have that conversation. We're not going to have that discussion because this man is going so far back in the past, ain't going to be a skywalking nothing. Okay? Not even no sky crawlers. Just nothing. We're going to talk about the origin of the Jedi, possibly, maybe different aspects of the Force, maybe. I am here for that because I love the fact that we can use this film to create some original conversation, original stories, find original characters, and ain't nobody gonna be sitting here gatekeeping, talking about, well, that's not what happened in the comics. Well, that's not what George Lucas would have wanted. Well, that's not. Shut up. Shut up. Sit down in the theaters, just like the rest of us. Sit back and enjoy it. And just watch it. That's what I like about this. Can't nobody say nothing, and we just gonna roll with the punches because it's gonna be new to everybody. It's gonna be new to everybody. So, and it's a good director. I like James Mangold. So, like, you're giving me a good director. You're giving me somebody who understands the property. You're giving me somebody who, understands how to do something different, even with an established property. Y'all knew Wolverine. Y'all saw Hugh Jackman in all them X-Men movies, good or bad, and this man still found a way to make Logan one of the best X-Men movies out there. Yes, I trust this man with Star Wars. Yes, let him cook and do whatever original recipe he want to do. If he want to make Star Wars extra spicy or extra crispy, that's fine with me. That is okay with me. So I'm here for it. Not going to be a Skywalker in sight. Let's go. This might be one of the few movies I'm actually excited for in the Star Wars franchise. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. How do you feel about James Mangold basically taking this all the way back 25,000 years? What would you be looking forward to? I think it's called Dawn of the Jedi, but who knows? We'll see if that even happens. I'm actually surprised. First of all, I'm sorry. Time out. Let's back this up. I have to apologize to y'all. I have to apologize to myself. I cannot believe I allowed myself to even get remotely interested, not excited, given the track record of Star Wars. How many times have we heard a movie in Star Wars be announced? How many times have we even heard it all the way from the top with Kathleen Kennedy? How many times have we heard about a director doing this and a writer doing that and this movie and that? How many times have we heard Star Wars talk that talk? But they ain't skywalk that walk. For years. For years. James Mangold can say whatever he wants. I like what he's saying. But dang it, if you don't tell me tickets are on sale, if I don't see a trailer, if I don't see that the movie poster at my local theater, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing. Don't even do any interviews. Like, all y'all news outlets out there, don't talk to nobody in Star Wars until they are shooting, until there's a trailer, until tickets go on sale. Then go talk to them. Because y'all already know that movie's probably not going to happen. We have multiple years of proof of this. I can't believe I sent myself off. I apologize to y'all. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even have made this an update. I should have skipped it. Because this is all good. It's all good. It's all words until it's not. Until it just don't happen. God. Anyway, what y'all think about this potential fake news? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Ugh. Talented one, what you got? I have never understood dangling Luke's power over our heads, but never giving us a Master Luke movie. Talk about not wanting a $1 billion. Facts. Do you know how tired I've been hearing my Star Wars friends, who would sit here and be like, man, you should have seen it in the comics with Luke doing this and this and this. I'm like, listen, if they didn't put it on TV or a movie, I don't care. I don't care. What are we talking about here? Why would you save your best stuff, your absolute best stuff, the Old Republic, the Skywalker, years in the, while he was on the run? Why would you hide your best stuff in some novels and comics that probably everybody ain't gonna get? Why was that not like one of the first movies put up on the screen? If not right after, forget the prequels. Y'all should have followed that up. They don't want the money. Well, clearly they don't want the money since they ain't put a movie up since 2018. They clearly don't want the money because Star Wars is a $1 billion movie. That's a $1 billion franchise in itself. Shout out to Rogue One, by the way. One of the best. Jay, spicy Star Wars, talking my language now. I bet it is. Thank you. No, Natalie. I'm late. Did we play the Mackie We Won clip? No, I do not have that queued up. We're not. We do have some Mackie news, I think. Maybe. But no, we're not playing the clip. But thank you. Thank you for that. You know what? How about this? I will substitute the Mackie news for some other news. Another one of y'all boys and a classic beef. Vin Diesel and The Rock. Don't call it a comeback, but it's an oldie but a goodie. Now, if you have been on this channel with me, if you have followed the long journey of the beef between Vin Diesel and The Rock, I mean, it's so much stuff. I don't even think I can rehash all of it. Just know that Vin Diesel is a piece of work. He's a different kind of guy, okay? And the way he likes to operate is not the way that The Rock likes to operate. So recently, they've had their clashes. The Rock was kind of like, yo, bump this. I'm out. I'm gonna go do Hobbs and Shaw. Leave me out of this. You're unprofessional. Vin Diesel was like, man, listen, The Rock is like my little brother. I taught him how to act. Like, listen, these have been some of the most professional jabs I've heard in a long time. The beef has been entertaining. Now, we've also talked about how Vin Diesel tends to be a little extra with things, okay? Sometimes, allegedly, he'll kidnap some, co-stars, put them on the gram, and get them to smile and so on. And then, he'll also go and post things on his Instagram. He'll be like, while Rock could be like straight up for real mad about him, Vin will go and like post a picture of Rock and his kids and something and just be like, hey, man, it's almost like Vin just don't know how to read the room. That's the way it comes off, right? So recently, in case you watched the last Fast movie, what is it, Fast X 10, whatever, you probably saw in the post-credit scene, The Rock made a comeback, okay? So he made a comeback, and obviously this kind of gives the impression that the two of them have worked things out, that they're okay. Now, recently at the, I believe this was the Golden Globes, you had Vin Diesel presenting. And Vin Diesel, of course, is going Vin Diesel. So let's take a quick look at what happened. All right. So you got Vin. Now listen. All he has to do is get up there, announce the nominees, and announce the winner. That's it. He has one job. Just one. But this is what he chose to do.
Hey, Dwayne.
Why he got to be like this? Why? Now, this is obviously him having some fun. I'm pretty sure he already knew at some point somebody was going to ask him, you know, The Rock is here. Have y'all patched things up? Are y'all cool? But like, I want y'all to look at this, you know, because I feel like this could have been another Will Smith, Chris Rock situation. I feel like it could have been. In another world, The Rock would have went up there and hit him with the smackdown. But I want y'all to look at this. You see that look in his face? Look at his face. He knows he's up to no good with this. He knows that. Look at that. It's funny to him. Now look at The Rock. This is what you call a professional smile. This is The Rock's corporate smile. This is when The Rock is in a room, somebody says something racist, and he just has to smile because he got a deal on the table. And even though he want to whoop that person's butt, he's like, ha, you're right, because I'm still under contract for Fast 11. So, ha. But look at this. That smile faded fast. Hold on, let me get that. Can I get it? Yeah, look at that. That's that. He didn't. He was done. Okay. So now here's the thing. Some of y'all might not believe me because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, you know what? I got to have some proof, right? Now, I try to come with a couple of receipts. And we're going to speculate here. We will speculate. But Vin Diesel doing this is classic Vin Diesel, right? Him minimizing real life issues or beefs or whatever and doing the most. So it says here, after days of speculation, Diesel shut down the rumors by posting an old image of himself with Johnson from 2015 Rio de Janeiro premiere of Fast 5. Diesel captioned the decade-old photo with the two saying, "All love, always." Okay. So this is what Vin Diesel posts on his page. Now, in case you did not know, and I will get to the receipts. In case you did not know, The Rock is usually considered one of the nicest people in Hollywood. Professional. Listen, he might show up late. He's a busy man. He might pee in a bottle or two. Can't hold it. But usually The Rock has got a pretty solid reputation amongst the industry. The Rock is also one of the most outgoing social media people I've seen. Like, he will post what he's having for breakfast. He will post himself, meeting up with fans. He will post, he's definitely going to post his workouts. He's definitely going to post his, his tequila. He's going to post something about Samoan culture or whatever. The Rock, he's going to post his family. He's going to post his friends. He's going to post about his movie. My man is gonna post. Y'all saw what Vin Diesel posted, right? I was curious. The Rock has got to post something. So, of course, I went to his page. He got to post Vin Diesel somewhere. He got to post Fast X somewhere. That ain't it. Okay, Raw. Nope. Football. Golden Globes. That was Golden Globes. Nothing with Vin. Okay. Workout. Okay. Tequila. Yup. Workout. Dog. Little family. The fans. Okay. Snoop Dogg. Some more products. More workouts. Ooh, we're getting kind of late here. Kids, family, red one. Okay, I'm going pretty deep here. Going pretty deep here. Oh, here. Oh, no, that's not Vin. Okay. Is that Vin? No, that's not Vin. Oh, that's Vin. Nope, that's not Vin. You know, I don't think The Rock is messing with Vin like that. I don't think that these feelings are mutual. I'm just saying, here's the thing. If it was Kevin Hart poking fun at The Rock, you don't think that The Rock would post a video talking about Kevin Hart? Because he messed with him. He funny. They friends like that. But your all love on Vin's side, it's one love. That's what it's looking like. It looks like one love. So I don't think that The Rock is 110% behind all of this stuff. I do think that there is a remnants of the beef. I don't think that they about to be celebrating Christmas together with the families again. I think at this point, and this is just me speculating, Rock is just he's gonna tolerate Vin just so that this movie can get done. I think that's it. But anyway, guys, what do y'all think about Vin shouting out The Rock specifically at the award show, making almost a semi-awkward situation? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Marcus, what'd you say? Vin is shaking in his girl. He might. I don't know. I don't think so, though, because I feel like Vin I don't think he gets it. Like, I don't think Vin takes things seriously like that. Like, Rock could be like, F you, keep my name out your mouth. And Vin would probably just laugh. He'd just be like, whatever. You gonna show up on set tomorrow? Family, So yeah, I don't think so. All right. Let us get to. Oh, I didn't do this. Okay, hold on. Let's do a couple of Marvel updates. Do we have a lot of Marvel updates? No, I don't think we do. Okay, we only got a few. So let's kind of go over these Marvel updates real quick. So, y'all boy, Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie, he has new movie coming out. I'm sure you guys will get your tickets nice and early. Captain America 4, Brave New World. And here's the thing. We learned a couple of things early on about this film. We learned that a lot of reshoots happen, right? We learned that this movie was not doing well, according to rumors, when it came to the screenings, the little hidden screenings. So they had to redo a lot of stuff. There was a lot of things that had to be redone. But one of the things that was speculated early, and this was mainly because of set photos that had leaked, was Seth Rollins, the wrestler. He was supposed to be in the movie, right? There was speculation that he was going to be part of the Serpent Society, blah, 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 but they kind of might have retooled that with Giancarlo's character. But we actually got Seth Rollins to finally speak up on this. So the wrestler said this. Seth Rollins says that he is not in the final cut of Captain America Brave New World. He said the script went through a lot of rewrites and reshoots. Well, I think this is nothing but good news. I told y'all from the jump, when we first heard this rumor that you had a WWE wrestler playing the Serpent Society, let's just say C to D list villains, this was a red flag. It was a completely major red flag to me. So the fact that they cut this out, I'm extremely happy for. I feel like this would actually be an upgrade to the movie. I don't know if that means it's going to be a good movie or not, but I do like this so far. I do like this. So I'm with this. I like the idea that they are not going to go through with this. It does give me some comfort that maybe Marvel figured some stuff out with this. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Maybe it'll show up in a deleted scene. I don't think it will, but I am very, very, very okay with the fact that this is not going to happen. Now we do have another rumor, I believe. And this is definitely a rumor. Let me get this up here. Okay. And this is about Thor 5. George Miller, the famous director, the Mad Max series, has shown interest of doing Thor 5. Again, this is just a rumor. But it says Mark Ruffalo is set to come back in the role of Hulk, and his character will have a very, very busy year as of this coming February's Captain America Brave New World. That is going to set up World War Hulk for him. And a few months later, Thunderbolts will be the connecting branch for the character's solo MCU movie. Let's see here. It also says here that the most interesting intel I gathered from last night, Feige has reached out to numerous directors for World War Hulk, including George Miller. Additionally, Miller has also shown interest in helming Thor 5, and it was actually his Furiosa star, Chris Hemsworth, who set up the meeting between Miller and Feige. So, a couple of things. One, I'm here for a World War Hulk movie. A World War Hulk movie would finally be, and hopefully be, the redemption that Hulk has always needed. In case you missed it a long time ago, I've made a video about this, but I have said it the longest, and I'll continue to say it until it's no longer true. But Marvel has been failing the Hulk for a long time. If you don't believe me, go watch my video. I posted. Just type up Marvel has failed the Hulk, and you'll see my video there. Now, to their credit, Hulk has been under a lot of character rights issues. So that was also an issue where Marvel couldn't really do what they needed to do with them. That's why we couldn't get a solo movie with him. But those rights have expired as of, I think it was last July. The copyrights, the character rights have expired. So now they can do that. We already had setups for Hulk and a World War Hulk situation after She-Hulk, where we saw that, Hulk had a random kid. And it sounds like, this movie, this Captain America movie already sounds like a Hulk movie anyway, which I kind of told y'all about. I kind of told y'all it's going to be a whole lot of fluff and not enough Sam. But yeah, that movie is supposedly going to set up World War Hulk, and then Thunderbolts, which, if you know what happens in the comics, if you know who's also starring in Thunderbolts, it does make sense that this would be a connecting branch. So I'm okay with this because I think Marvel has heard and understood we're not checking for Smart Hulk. Let's just be very honest here. Smart Hulk is fine if you were to give him to us after we've actually gotten a lot of Hulk movies or enough of Hulk. You haven't even done Hulk justice yet. And you already pivoted to some nonsense. So at the end of the day, what makes Hulk inciting, interesting, is he gets mad and he smashes things. Okay, that's why to this day, the best Hulk movie, or I'm sorry, not the movie, the best depiction of Hulk is the Ed Norton Hulk. That's the best we've seen. The movie was not good, but I will love watching clips of Hulk doing the smash. Man, woo, I love. He picked up them cars and said, "Boom, boom, it's go time." Like that to me, that's true Hulk right there. So I'm here for that. Now, to have George Miller come in, this is where I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know how much George Miller understands the Hulk. I'm not saying he doesn't, because the Hulk has been around since the 60s, 70s, with the TV show. So it's not like, the Hulk is some brand new character. What I am curious about, though, is does George Miller know how to make a movie that will connect with a recognizable character with today's audience? Do you know what we want? Because if you sit here and say, I'm George Miller and I remember the Hulk from the 70s, and I'm just going to start off the movie with some sad music and he's just going to be walking down the street, sir, please go home. If you about to sit here and say, I'm going to have Hulk, and I'm going to have him pick up a bear and throw him, sir, please don't touch the camera. We don't need your services. So while he's made fantastic films in the past, I'm just a little nervous about whether or not he's really going to get it. Are you going to understand what this current generation is looking for in a Hulk? Because if you give us Ang Lee Hulk, I don't want it. Okay? I'm not here for the drama. Don't show me 90% of it with Bruce Banner and only 10% with Hulk. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, the Hulk movie could be one of the easiest things to make. Something gets Hulk mad. He can't control his anger. Everybody that gets in his way gets smashed. There's your movie. But the bigger concern, I don't even care if this is George Miller. Why do we need another Thor movie? Why? This might not be something y'all agree with, but in my opinion, there has only been one really good Thor movie, and that's Thor Ragnarok. I do not believe Thor 1 was a good movie. I know some people are like, yeah, but it was all right. Yeah, it had potential. My biggest issue with the first Thor movie is they should have spent way more time in Asgard and world build Asgard. They should have done all that. Ever since he came to Earth and all that stuff, it got boring as hell to me. Everything about it got boring at that point. Thor 2, obviously we know, not so great. Thor 4 is gutter booty trash. That's bad. That is bad. Like, how do you even rebound from what Thor 4 did? Is George Miller trying to make, are you going to continue the comedy? Because to be honest with you, every other depiction of Thor that I've seen in the comics and the TV shows, you know, in the cartoons, whatever, Thor is not a comedy. He's not a comedic character. He might have a couple funny lines here or there or funny situations, but like Thor is usually about that business. So I don't know if I'm really excited for this. If it's true, I don't think we need this. I think that Thor is one of those characters at this point. You probably need him to be on the sideline and to do some other things to redeem himself first. So, for example, in Infinity War, one of the best depictions of Thor, not Endgame, Infinity War. When my man was like, man, I need to go get another weapon. I need to go, you know, smash Thanos. Like, I'm about to go, you know, like crush this star. Like, that to me was one of the best depictions of Thor outside of his own movies. You give me Thor like that and other little things, and then you could build up a Thor 5. Now we talking. But you can't just give me a Thor 5 out the blue as if I'm supposed to forget what y'all did in Thor 4. And what's he gonna do with his little cosmic daughter? Like, what? You gonna have her stay at home? Like, what are we doing with that? Anyway, I don't know. You guys let me know how you feel about that. Oh, we got one more little update for Marvel. And this is for the TV show Daredevil. Charlie Cox, main actor, says here Charlie Cox has reportedly been training to return as Daredevil for Avengers Doomsday, according to the gym he's been training at. That is wonderful news. Fantastic news. You know what I did not see? Any news or any gyms talking about Finn Jones training. Have y'all? Have you? I typed this in. I was curious. Finn Jones training. Last time I seen anything, 2016, 2018. Intense martial art. Get out of here. Up. And then you got the headline. This is the last time we heard anything about this man training. But you see what I'm talking about. When the actors are doing things, they're posting on the IG. Matter of fact, let's go check his IG. Let's just, I want to be proven wrong. I want to be fair. I haven't looked. Let's find out. Because last time we saw him, he was out there camping and doing some things. What is he doing? What the hell is this? Okay, some art, some nature. He's going to chase some waterfalls. They told him don't go chasing waterfalls. He's chasing waterfalls. Some more art. He's taking pictures of himself. More nature. Random people. More people. More disco. More art. More pictures. Uh-oh. Maybe he's training. No, not training. And this was 2 years ago. Yikes. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Please recast Iron Fist. All right, guys, what did you think about the updates from Marvel? Anything you're excited for? How do you feel about a World War Hulk movie coming? How do you feel about a Thor 5? Well, do you feel better that Captain America 4 is not going to have a WWE actor in there? And when, just when, will Finn Jones start training again? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Tony, what you got? Thoughts on The Thing and The Thing 2 2011 prequel? I haven't watched the 2011 prequel. Confession, I've never watched The Thing in completion. I've always watched it in parts. So I actually would like to go back and sit down and watch it all the way through. And then, because I haven't seen the prequel, I'll go watch the prequel. And then one day I'll talk about it. But I haven't watched it in completion enough to give it a lot of thought. But, you know, it is one of those type of things that it's been on that perpetual movie list that, you know, oh, okay, I'll give y'all something. This is so off the just sidetrack. Have y'all ever had a movie that you haven't seen? And I know it's more egregious because I'm a film critic, so I should see everything. I know. But have y'all ever had a movie that you haven't seen that you know if you mention that you haven't seen it, everybody's just gonna be like, what? Oh my gosh, how could you not see it? If you have a movie like that, please let me know. I'm not gonna judge. Listen, hey, we listen and we don't judge. Okay. If you have a movie that you know people will have some fits to hear you, what? You haven't what? Not gonna click it. We listen and we don't judge. Ooh. This is the time for Nelson V to shine. This is Nelson's time, if anywhere. If any time, it would be this. But I'll have a confession. But here's the thing. It's actually a movie I had never seen, but I just saw it. So now I feel comfortable talking about it. I finally saw Inglourious Bastards. When I tell you I felt so much shame for so long, because I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I've watched like all his movies. But that was the one movie. It just kept evading me for whatever reason. But I finally saw it. Oh my God, I love that movie. That movie was so good. I'm so mad I waited so long to see it. But I'm also so glad, ma'am, we listen and we don't judge. Okay? We listen and we don't judge. I saw it. I was happy. Really good. The only critique I had, I was a little disappointed with the last ending, with the final scene. I kind of thought, you know, they could have went a little harder with what, you know, they were going to do to old dude. But the cast, phenomenal. The writing, everything was so good. Loved it. You know what? Forget y'all. Now, first of all, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But now here you go. Here you come with this. Where is it? Hold on, because I know we got records. See, I was trying to be nice. I wasn't gonna say nothing. How you gonna come in here talking about we judging? You ain't seen The Raid. The Raid, one of the greatest action films of all time. How you gonna come in here and judge and you ain't seen The Raid? Come on, man. Don't do this, Metreon. Don't do this. I tried to set the platform. I said this was a peaceful time. We was going to listen and not judge. And you going to come in here, but you ain't seen The Raid. At least I synced Inglourious Bastards. At least I synced it. The Raid. Now, Nelson, we all know. We already know. Okay, we already know. I told you this was your time to. Oh no, you too. No. This was a bad topic. I'm sorry. We got to move on. I don't want to feel this way. I don't. I want us to keep everything pure and on good terms. I don't want to. Tyra, what you got? I'm not sure if you're caught up with the Blake Lively drama lawsuits. Do you think Ryan Reynolds was making fun of Justin Baldini in Nice Pool? So I have loosely kept up with this stuff. To be honest with you, it just was not. I don't really care about their issues, so I wasn't really following it super hardcore or anything. But I did see the talk that Nice Pool was making fun of Justin, the director of Blake Lively's movie. I would say that I don't know Justin enough to justify whether or not it's true, but I also wouldn't put it past Ryan Reynolds to do something like that either, because Nice Pool was a very interesting choice that didn't make a lot of sense, but now this extra context might have made it a little bit better, especially given the way that we saw what happened with Nice Pool. So it does kind of make a little bit of sense, but I can't say for sure. But I'm okay with it if it was. That's kind of fun. Hey, listen, defend your wife. Defend your wife, so that's fine. Let's see. Natalie, not me, but my date last night didn't see Love and Basketball. Y'all still dating? Like that's over with, right? Like y'all, like once you heard that, you was like, it's been nice, but I gotta go. Like it's over, right? Okay. I know it. I trust you. It's over. All right. What else do we have here? Should we stay on Marvel? Sure. Let's stay on Marvel. Let's talk about What If. So I'm late to the party, I know, but this is when I was on vacation, so deal with it. But I had heard a lot of mixed reactions in terms of What If season 3. Now, I've told y'all before that when it comes to the Disney Plus shows, I thought What If season 1 was probably one of the best. What I loved about it was just how much it was a real anthology series. I loved how every episode was giving you something very different. It was something where, like, yo, if you didn't like this, you could watch something else and it'd be cool. And what I liked was a lot of the stories felt like many of the stories that I would have read in the comics, right? That to me was a very big thing. Hey, what if T'Challa never, became Black Panther and he got kidnapped instead and he became Star-Lord? That seems like a real what if story. Marvel Zombies. Oh my gosh. Like that to me was a great episode. You know what I'm saying? So like or Vision, Ultron, like these were things that were playing off of ideas that either came from the comics or they were already established in the MCU and you gave us a little twist. So there was a level of familiarity already established. And you also had the fact that you were giving us what this whole franchise is supposed to do and give us the whole what if situation. So I loved the first season of What If. The second season, I will say that I don't know if I loved it, but it was okay. It definitely continued a lot of stuff from the first season. To me, I thought that they did too much by relying on Peggy Carter. Again, one of the reasons why I liked the first season was the fact that nothing was connected. It was all just anthology type of stories. And yeah, we got that little connection at the end, but it was like not that big of a deal. It was just like whatever, But season 2, it was kind of like, nah, we're just gonna really have Peggy Carter kind of be like the central figure. Didn't really care for it too much. And the way they kind of ended it with Doctor Strange and all that, it was okay, but like it wasn't my favorite. So I still had season 1 as being my favorite of all, and then season 2. Now I had a chance to watch season 3. Now I had told y'all before I saw the titles for season 3, and a couple of them titles had me concerned. The first half looked very sketchy, very weird. I didn't know. And then the second half, I was like, okay, I'm a little interested. So just to give y'all some quick thoughts, I'm not going to break down everything, but first episode we had was with the Avengers. I guess there was like Power Rangers or something. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. This whole thing with Bruce Banner and this the Hulk or whatever that he was turning, I guess, like, I wasn't a fan of the design of Hulk, in this one. They had Hulk basically looking like Godzilla. I did not care for this. I didn't care for the design. This was the first time I think that we really saw Sam Wilson in his element, and actually, being a leader of the Avengers. Um, I don't know if this worked for me yet, but I do think that this was like a tease for what's to come. Meh. Now, this with Agatha, the Hollywood, I did not like it. I didn't like it. I was not a fan. I did not care for this. You tapping into the Eternals again. Please, please stop. This was nothing about this was okay to me. And one of the problems I had with this, and I'll talk about the deeper problem later. Nothing about this felt like, hey, comic book fans, hey, MCU fans, let me tell you a real story of like what if. Nothing about that came off of this. This felt like true Hollywood regurgitation. It felt like, hey, I love Hollywood. I love old Hollywood so much that I'm going to make this. Y'all had a dance number, a musical. Like, do you even know your audience? This is the type of stuff that people inside Hollywood really love, because this is probably what made them love movies and all that. This was one of the worst episodes I've seen. Not the worst. One of the worst. Like, when I tell you I had this on the background, like, I was like, I don't even care. I don't even know what y'all doing. When you got to the end of it, I was just like, this is a complete mess. So this did not work for me. Then you had this Winter Soldier Bucky thing with the Red Guardian or whatever. This also did not work for me. One of the reasons why it did not work for me is because I am not a fan of this Red Guardian being silly, goofy thing. I am also not a fan of making Bucky, especially when he was in Winter Soldier mode, become more calm, cool, relaxed, and all that. Have y'all watched the MCU? Like, what? Nothing about this was entertaining to me. I did not care about this. Y'all might as well have done something else and said, hey, what if insert another country would have taken control of Bucky? That would have been more interesting. Like, that would have been interesting. Or, what if the Red Guardian, or y'all could have done so many other things. But this buddy cop pal type of thing, boring. Did not care about it. Yeah, this was dumb. Y'all didn't give my man a knife. You didn't give Bucky a knife when he was in Winter Soldier mode. You didn't give him a knife. You don't know what you're doing. This, hands down, was probably the worst episode I had ever seen. Hands down. This is the worst episode I've ever seen. Marvel literally, and I'm going to look at you, Kevin Feige, right here. You literally sat here and said, hey, you know what? A little bestiality, nothing wrong with that. Let's throw that in there. Are you serious? Like, y'all really sat in the Marvel office. Somebody said, it would be funny if a duck and a woman had a kid together. That's weird. It's not ha 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 funny weird. No, that's just weird. Because I don't want to use my brain cells to even think how that was supposed to work. This is one of the reasons why I've told y'all I've never really been a fan of Howard the Duck. Because Howard the Duck has always been weird to me. And this is somebody coming who loved Ninja Turtles and all that stuff. But Howard the Duck was never funny, was never entertaining. I never read the comics. I never cared nothing about any iteration of Howard the Duck. When they showed him in the Guardians movie, I was like, ha ha ha, funny, whatever. Leave him right there. In a post-credit scene, don't ever come back. Then they threw him in the What If series, and I'm like, whatever. What? But then y'all gave him a whole episode, and you had him knock up somebody. There's nothing interesting about Howard the Duck. Please stop. This is one of those things where either Marvel thinks it's a funny joke and they don't realize no one else is laughing, or some of y'all out there laugh at this stupid joke and y'all let Marvel believe that Howard the Duck is something they should continue. Let me tell you now and tell you forever, they should never do anything else with Howard the Duck. It is not a good property. It is not a funny character. Stop it. And this was weird. This was weird. Did not like it at all. Oh. Fury and them, whatever. Now this, I was with this. I was with this episode. This was the one with Riri. Riri and them. I did like that. I like the Shang-Chi episode as well with Hawkeye. Even though I'm not the biggest Kate Bishop fan, I'm a Shang-Chi fan. So I did like that. I like the interactions. She was a sharpshooter here too, so I really like that. The action here was decent. And they did a really good job. I like how they were talking about the Chinese immigrants and stuff as well. This wasn't that bad. I actually was cool with this. The Riri Williams thing, like I said, I did enjoy it. I like the whole look of it. I like the dystopian feel of it. I really enjoyed how they had Mysterio as like the villain. I thought this actually was cool because I've always been a fan of Mysterio. But yeah, like what if Quentin Beck took over Stark Industries? I think that that's a plausible, workable type of thing. So that to me was decent. And now here we go. Now here we go with the last couple episodes. And I wanted to address this real quick. Just real quick. As I told you before, when it comes to season 2 of What If, I was not a fan of constantly bringing the attention on one character, which was Peggy Carter, Captain Carter in this case. To me, it just felt not only force-fed, but it just felt like awkward, and it felt like it went completely against the grain of what the series is supposed to be about. Now, what I wanted to talk about real quick is I need y'all to do me a favor. Please do not come on here after you already cheated on me with another channel and you go take that other channel's theory and come on here and throw it over here as if it's something factual. Because I've seen it, unfortunately, and I've heard it. I do not believe that just because Peggy Carter is in the same technology that Kang the Conqueror had, I do not believe that her and the Exiles have gone out and killed every single Kang. That is a reach beyond reaches. But just because a certain big channel says it, some of y'all are taking that as fact. No, it's called a reach. That's what they do. They reach and they get your attention because they already have a lot of views with the algorithm. It does not make everything they say what actually happened. So please stop running with everything they say. They already sent y'all off in WandaVision and Mephisto for a whole year. Stop letting them send you off. Anyway. Then we got Birdie, which was the byproduct of the bestiality between Howard the Duck and Darcy. I still don't know like her point, I guess, whatever. But listen. Cohorty, I'm here for her. Birdie, whatever. Captain Carter, I'm getting a little tired. Y'all know I'm here. Y'all know who I'm here for. You know who I'm here for, okay? I'm here for my girl Storm. I needed her to give him the forecast. This, and they got the original Storm actress, the voice actor from the cartoons, to come and play her. This was all I needed. You had me at Storm. Okay. So this right here was absolutely everything for me. Loved every moment she was in this. So I was with that for sure. Loved how she was getting busy out there, but like when it came to the ending of this whole thing, man, they really pushed it. Like this went into some real fantastical cosmic level stuff. Now, by the way, shout out to the watcher. He put them paws on them other watchers. Okay. They was getting busy. Loved it for sure. So I definitely they did the most with the ending. I did enjoy it for the most part, but you know, it felt like a mad dash. It felt like they started off slow, they tripped a couple times, they got up, they started doing a jog, and then towards the end, boom, that's when they finally put some effort and crossed the finish line. But even with that kind of race, I still think that the overall product was subpar. I don't think that this was a good season for What If. I think that this is easily the worst season of What If. Um I guess I'm assuming all of y'all have already seen it. Maybe we could talk a little spoilers a little bit. But when the watcher was name dropping certain people, when he was being accused, and they was like, man, you was interfering with a whole lot with this person, that person, this person, that person. And when he mentioned the person in Fantastic Four, I believe that they might have just spoiled Fantastic Four, the ending. Now, I made a short about the female Silver Surfer or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was in that video where I gave y'all my theory about what was going to happen in Fantastic Four. And the basic theory is that it's in a different universe. They're going to find out about Galactus, and they lose. They're going to lose. They're going to die, or their planet is going to get eaten. But some way, somehow, they're going to make their way into our universe. And I believe that the ending of What If pretty much just said how that happens. So don't be surprised if, Uatu makes a feature in, Fantastic Four, and he's the reason why they're in our universe in the 616. So I think that this did kind of give a little tease right there with that. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that this season was lackluster. I don't think that it was done very well. But this is where, actually, I forget I'm doing I forget that I'm doing a review for you guys. So if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably say that this was like, if it was not for that final couple episodes and the big cosmic battle, I'd probably say that this was lower, but I'm probably gonna give it a 6 out of 10. You wasted my time with them first 4 something episodes. I think it was a good thing that you gave us all the episodes one day at a time, because if you had made us have to wait 1 week after that trash every single time, it would have been worse. Like the experience would have been worse. I was able to just, because I was late, I binged through everything. So it might have, listen, my score might have been lower if I had to wait just 1 day for every episode. But since I was able to just watch most of this on a plane ride, I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 because it was only like 2 episodes. That was only like 2 little episodes at the end. I'm gonna give it a 5. Nah, ain't no Marvel ain't gonna get no pass off of this. So this was the bigger concern that I had, because when I noticed something with this season, I looked at the opening credits, and the opening credits said Brian Andrews, same director that did the previous two episode seasons. But what I also noticed was that the writer, AC Bradley, was not there. And I was like, wait a minute. What happened to AC Bradley? She's the one that gave us the listen. I like AC Bradley. She gave us the Ultra Vision. She gave us some really good lines. She, in my opinion, treated T'Challa properly. She was the one that gave us some nice little interviews about how Chadwick respected the role. So I respected her work. But they took AC Bradley off, or she just wasn't on there. And I saw who they replaced her with. They replaced her with X-Men 97 new writer Matthew Chauncey. This is the guy that's going to take over for Bo DeMayo on X-Men 97. Matthew Chauncey is the guy that is going to replace Bo DeMayo, who gave us the fire X-Men 97, and he's going to rewrite a lot of X-Men 97 season 2, and I believe season 3. He's rewriting it. He's undoing whatever Bo DeMayo already did. And if What If season 3 is any indication of what we can expect with X-Men 97, I'm telling Marvel right now, please let him go. It's okay. I'm not trying to hate on him. All I'm saying is, for your benefit, if What If season 3 is any indication of what we're going to get in season 2 of X-Men 97, y'all better let him go now. Because all you're telling me is that X-Men season 2 is going to be watered down. It's like having a nice fried seasoned piece of chicken and you about to dip it in boiling water and peel the skin off. Who wants to eat that? What are we doing? That's like having a nice piece of yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Y'all know that's my favorite. And you scrape the frosting off and you only eat the cake. Who is a psycho like that? You about to give us some flavorless X-Men. Because what y'all did in that What If was a complete step down. It was the most generic, just ridiculousness that you could have given us in a product. And it's crazy because you didn't have to do all half of that stuff. So anyway, I am now officially worried about X-Men 97 season 2, because if that is the way Matthew Chauncey thinks, if that is the way he approaches characters, if that is his level of sense of humor, you cannot follow up X-Men 97 with that. Do you know what that's going to feel like? For those of y'all that watched the original X-Men series, remember how season 1 was fire and then the budget cuts happened and all of a sudden the X-Men were drawn a little lighter? The writing was a little cheesier. You barely saw. That's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like a similar dip in quality. So I'm worried. Anyway, what did y'all think about What If season 3? How'd you feel about it? Did you like it? Maybe you didn't. I don't know. Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Metron, what you got? Sorry for the drama I gave you. Seeing the raid without it without it, there would be no Daredevil hallway scene. This is facts. This is facts. Like the raid is, it's arguably one of the greatest action films out there. Like it's that damn good. I might have to go rewatch it just cuz. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Nelson, what you got? Feige didn't allow the writers to do their thing. Clear. Well, no, I think he did. If you're talking about for What If, I think he did. I think, and here's the other thing. Yes, it's Feige, but it's Brad Winderbaum. Brad Winderbaum is the one that's like over the TV stuff. Now, Feige is above him, But this is gonna be on Brad Winderbaum. Like, if you thought that what, and here's the thing. This is why we need to talk about this stuff early. We cannot let Marvel get away with stuff like this. The same way we can't let DC get away with bad stuff or Sony get away with bad stuff. Y'all have got to be vocal and let these studios know when they put out stuff that is not good. Because next thing you know, they're going to be like, hey, you know what? Run it back. Let's get this guy back. Let's do this again. Come on. Come on. What if season 3 was not good? We don't need to sugarcoat nothing. It was not good. What you got, Matthew? Love the shirt. Thank you so much. Hate that Max removed static shot from the app. That is terrible. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on Moon Knight and Blade. Well, whenever news comes up about it, yeah, we'll definitely talk about it for sure. Let's see. Nelson, what you got? Come on. So needed Goddess of Thunderstorms backstory. I did too. Because I'm still like, how'd she get that hammer? Like, what happened? Did she defeat Thor? Like, what happened? Facts. Like, there you go. That's a story y'all could have done instead of that stupid Agatha thing. Y'all could have done the backstory for Thor or for Storm. Anyway, thank you for that. Tony, come on. Howard the Duck is the greatest Marvel character. You playing, right? Okay, you playing. And give me a spin-off series, Howard the Duck. And remember, Leah Thompson did sleep with Howard the Duck in the movie, and also Duck Con. No. And that was nasty back then too. I was young when the Howard the Duck came out. So no. If you put out a Howard the Duck anything, it will flop. Because Howard the Duck is not good. There's nothing good about Howard the Duck. Now listen, if that was your era, if you loved it back then, have fun with it. I'm just telling you, it's a bad product. I've also told y'all before, a lot of us like bad things, and that's okay. But this ain't something that needs to be championed. No. If you want to go get your VHS tape of Howard the Duck, the movie, and watch it, all power to you. But no, there will be no celebration of Howard the Duck here. No, we're not going to do that. But I'm glad you had a good time with it. I am glad that you did. Wraith, what you got? Matthew Chauncey has also written episodes of the Eyes of Wakanda animated series. Yes, he has. And that is something else that will be very telling. And we'll just have to wait and see. Because I remember looking at the animation for Eyes of Wakanda, and I didn't like it. Like it looks bad. I don't like it. Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm very worried. I'm very worried that Marvel's just gonna be like, oh, what's the problem? This is fine, right? Like, this is good, right? Right? No. All right, let's move on. We got only a couple topics. Have y'all seen the? You know what? No, we're not gonna talk about that. I don't want to spoil it for y'all. Let's talk about some DC news. Yeah, let's get into some DCU news. Now, first of all, with the DCU, we have a lot of things that are changing. Obviously, James Gunn is starting from scratch. He is revamping everything. You already got a kickoff with Creature Commandos, which I've seen most of it. I haven't watched the last episode yet. But it's fine. Like, there's some weird stuff in Creature Commandos that I'm kind of like, did you really need to put this in here? You know, I'm sure y'all saw the Bride of Frankenstein. Yuck. I mean, Marvel's over here doing the bestiality, and you doing some necrophilia type of ill. Ugh. But anyway, I liked it overall. It's fine so far. I still have to watch the final episode, but either way, The DCU still has a couple of other things. We do know that the Superman movie is coming out. I do think that the Superman movie should be fine. I think it'll be okay. But of course, this also means that we need another Batman, right? And we'll talk about Batman. There's a lot to talk about with Batman. But we'll talk about the DCU Batman. Now, of course, you can't have a DCU Batman without having a DCU Joker. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Joker pick in Matt Reeves's world, which is a separate world, by the way. Who was that? Barry Keoghan, I think they picked him. I'm not the biggest fan of him so far. Just a little bit that we saw, but whatever. But there was an actor that spoke up recently that was like, hey, I wouldn't mind playing Joker. And this changed a lot for me. And that is Bill Skarsgård says that he would be interested in playing the Joker. And he says there's a pretty cool Joker in me and it would be very sick. Let me tell you something. I've never heard of a more perfect casting since this. Well, actually I have, but this would be money in the bank. This would be an amazing selection for James Gunn. If he were to take this is the guy that plays It. This is the guy that plays, in Nosferatu. Like, he knows how to transform as an actor. You put some makeup on him, on Bill, it's over with. It's over with. Like, I would bet money that he would be right in the conversation of the Heath Ledgers. Like, he would be right there. Right there. I don't know if he'd be better, but the way he knows how to act, the way he can be animated, the way this dude is talented as an actor, he would give him a run for his money. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be exactly like all the other Jokers, but he would give us, you know what? I think he would give us a Joker that might be the closest to the animated Batman series Joker. I think that's the type, because we haven't had that level of Joker yet. We've had Joker, maybe the closest would have been Jack Nicholson's, and Heath Ledger made his own, right? Like, he is a different Joker. Joaquin Phoenix made his own non-Joker. But I think Bill would be the one to tap into the closest version of the traditional Joker that we've seen in the animated series, and maybe even the Arkham Knight series. But he would be an amazing pick that would blow everybody away. If you can't see it, just go watch all his movies, watch what this guy does. But I'd be willing to bet my career right now he would knock it out the park. Hold on. What else do we have? Speaking of, where is it? No, hold on. There it is. Speaking of one of the best castings that could have been made, that should have been made, but I don't know, finally, better late than never. Jason Momoa is now officially going to play Lobo in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. This has to be the easiest, best casting decision James Gunn has ever made to date. This is it. Jason Momoa has been auditioning and pretending and acting like Lobo all his life, in his whole career. I've been telling y'all, even when he was, I'm Aquaman and all this, I've been telling y'all, this man has no business being Aquaman. He should have been Lobo from the jump. From the jump. He even acted like Lobo when he was Aquaman. It's already in him. Jason Momoa is to Lobo as Robert Downey Jr. is to Tony Stark, as Ryan Reynolds is to Deadpool, as Hugh Jackman is to Wolverine. Like, it's a match made in heaven. And the beauty about this is, this man, all he got to do is wake up, go on set, put some makeup on, and live his life. That's all Jason Momoa has to do. He just got to live his life. I don't even know if he needs his lines. Hey, just tell me what I'm supposed to do. And then that's it. Just go do it. Whatever he says, whether it's in the script or not, that's Lobo. That's how perfectly aligned this guy is with this character. This is it. This was the main man. Every single time this man would sit around talking about my man, he was Lobo. That ain't nothing the Aquaman talk about, my man. No, that's Lobo. He was wasting everybody's straight up time, acting as though he wasn't Lobo before. Sir, you are Lobo. So I am glad. This is a great pick. Slam dunk. Love it. Now, as we talked about before, you can't have the DCU without Batman. And of course, there's going to be some talk about what are y'all going to do for the DCU Batman. We do know that Brave and the Bold has been announced. That is something that is going to show Batman with his son. So the question is like, well, what are you going to do about the Batman in the DCU? Is he a different Batman? Are we going to do an origin story? James Gunn already on top of that, because he had this to say. Says that Batman's origin story will not be shown in the DCU. He says we don't need to hear the origin story again, and I could not agree more. Leave Martha and her pearls alone. We done killed Uncle Ben 11 times. Thomas and Martha Wayne done died every single time. It's fine. And here's the thing. We don't need to know this. Right? It's some origin stories we just don't need. We don't need Superman's origin story. Uncle Ben don't need to keep dying. We don't need Batman's origin story. Like, come on now. It's just some origins we just don't. We know. We know. So I love this decision. This is good common sense. These are the moments where I be like, okay, James Gunn, I can mess with you, man. Like, we right here. This is where I know he'd be like, man, I'm like, okay, he gets it from story perspective. He gets it. Now, he be going off the rails sometimes, but sometimes he gets it. So I agree with that decision wholeheartedly. Now, we're going to stay on Batman because, as I mentioned, Batman Brave and the Bold is supposed to be the new film that's going to come out, and that will depict the DCU Batman. But I told y'all that there was a problem, because while I gave James Gunn a lot of credit for saying all the right things from a creative perspective, hey, we're going to focus on story and character. Hey, we're going to do this and that. I love it. One of the bigger decisions that James Gunn made as the co-CEO of DC Studios or whatever was he already hired the director for Batman Brave and the Bold. And in case you forgot, the director is Andy Muschietti. Andy has an interesting track record. He's the one that did the It movies. The first movie I thought was really good. Second movie, not so much. He did a movie called Mama, which I thought the beginning was really, really good. It's scary, so don't go watch it. Yeah, I know some of y'all scaredy cats out there. Beginning was really good, ending terrible. And most notably, he is now infamously known as the director that did The Flash. Yes, the most recent Flash movie was done by him. Now, I told y'all one of the biggest reasons why I had a problem with James Gunn naming him as the director for Batman is for two reasons. One, Batman is going to arguably be the most important movie in the DCU. Like, that's going to make or break the DCU. I don't care what all the other movies do. Superman can flop, it can make $2 billion. Supergirl can be good or flop, it doesn't matter. If your Batman sucks, if your Batman fails, if your Batman does not get the people going, you don't have a DCU. You just don't. That's like having an X-Men movie, but Wolverine is terrible. That's like having a Marvel property and Spider-Man is trash. You got to get Batman right. And the second thing was that as an executive, you didn't wait for the results of The Flash before promoting the guy that had a movie that just flopped for you. You being real Sony-ish with that kind of move. Don't be like Sony. No one wants to be like Sony. You don't promote failure. You don't let failure fail up. Now, I told y'all that James Gunn jumped the gun by announcing Andy Muschietti as the next director for Batman. And again, this was before The Flash flopped terribly. And I was saying that, like, he might have to backtrack. He's going to have to backtrack. He's going to have to be like, oh, you know what? Man, we got some creative differences. We had some scheduling conflict. I don't listen. Like I said before, I don't care what the excuse is. You can't let this man do your most important, significant movie of your entire franchise. So we have some news from Andy about Batman that's going on. And this is what he had to say. He says that the Batman Brave and the Bold movie has been delayed for a bit. He adds that he may be making another film before it. Oh, really? I'm okay with this. Hey, go make your other movie. Take all the time you need. And listen, that's not all he's doing. Okay, Andy is a busy man because remember I told you he made those It movies, right? Well, he's also doing the It series on HBO Max. He says that there's a 3-season plan for the It prequel series, Welcome to Derry. He says the first seasons is 1962, the second season is 1935, and the third is 1908. Now, before I talk about that, let me just say this. Andy, I want you to take all the time you need to be too busy to make Batman Brave and the Bold. Take all the time. Y'all, we are here. I told y'all before, they need to come up with an excuse. When the Flash, go back and look at them Flash videos. I told y'all before, this was a mistake. But I'm starting to see the seeds planted right now. Oh, I got a TV series and I got 3 whole seasons. Oh, I might make another movie before. You're not coming back. And that's okay. That's okay. Don't come back. It's okay. Listen, scheduling conflict. Oh man, Andy's taking a little long. You know what? We're just gonna go do another director. Fine. Whatever you need to do to save face is fine by me. Just don't have this man on this project. So now, by the way, I love the idea of those 3 seasons for Welcome to Derry. I've always been intrigued with Pennywise. I love to see a prequel every season going back early and earlier. I think that's really, really interesting. So I'm here for it. I am here for that. But I am absolutely here for Andy Muschietti being a little too busy for the DCU. So what do y'all think about these DCU updates? How do you feel about them? What do you think about Lobo finally coming out? What do you think about the DCU Batman? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, what do we got? JN, Joker is a sociopath. I would like the next Joker to tap into losing his family, being used by the mob, and Batman causing his skin disfiguration. So here's my thing. Basically talking about the Killing Joke. I'm fine with that as long as they make sure that it's left to be ambiguous. Because as you recall, even he likes to play multiple choice with his origin stories, right? So, because one of the things that we need from Joker, and this is what keeps Joker relevant, is the mere fact that we don't know his actual origin. The mystery is what makes Joker work. Not knowing anything about Joker is what makes Joker work. You don't want to understand his crazy. That is probably going to be one of the problems. So, that is something that I'm kind of like looking forward to if they were to do that. But we'll have to wait and see. All right. So wait, there was another one. What you got here? Winston Duke or Trevante Rhodes as Darkseid? I wouldn't say Trevante Rhodes. Winston Duke could be interesting. I think I saw something about who was it? Josh Brolin. I think Josh Brolin was talking about he wanted to play Darkseid. I'd be okay with either one though. I'd be okay with that, but not Trevante. I wouldn't go Trevante. Let's see. I think we're going to Oh, hold on. Thank you for that plush. I see you said that James Bolt had. Hold on, I just saw that here. So has it been delayed? James Gunn says no. Muschietti says yes. Listen. Yeah. So James Gunn says The Brave and the Bold hasn't been delayed. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. But this is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. Creative differences. Scheduling conflict. It's right there. The movie's not delayed. I got some other movies and TV shows to do. This is the conflict that I'm talking about. We're not stopping this movie. I got other things to do. Schedule delay. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, I love it. I'm fine with it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. All right, we do have two more topics. We're going to talk about some more Batman stuff, and then we'll talk about Sony gaslighting people. So Batman 2. So we just got done talking about the DCU, but we have a lot of updates recently that have come out from Matt Reeves for his Batman 2 sequel movie that is supposed to be coming out. Now, of course, if you recall, the first Batman movie that he did, this is an Elseworlds type of film, so it does not take place in James Gunn's DCU. This is its own separate thing. We did get the fantastic series of the Penguin, so that was really cool to get that, a bit of continuation. But Matt Reeves has been giving us some updates lately about what we can expect and what's going on in the Batman 2, and especially like when it's going to be coming out. It says here the DC Studios film is expected to go into production in the third quarter of 2025, so late 2025, and is now or mid, I'm sorry, and is now set for October 1st, 2027. So we still got some ways to go to get this Batman Part 2. Now, James Gunn said this on Threads that Matt is committed to making the best film he possibly can, and no one can accurately guess exactly how long a script will take to write. Once there is a finished script, there is around 2 years for pre-production, shooting, and post-production on big films. Now, again, this movie is not part of the DC universe being built by Gunn, even though they are still helping to oversee the the project. So James Gunn is still involved, even though this is not going to be in the classic DCU canon. So the movie has been delayed till 2027. I think that there was a thought it was going to come out a little earlier, maybe 2026, but that's just still not happening. Let's see. Did I do this one already? Hold on. Okay. All right. So Matt Reeves was interviewed, I believe, at the Golden Globes, where he gave a couple more updates about what we can expect here. He says, "We're doing something where the story continues from, but I hope that people will be surprised by." Now, Reeves has previously confirmed in reports that Colin Farrell will reprise his role as the Penguin in the sequel, and that the sequel will still be part of a trilogy. So we can expect 3 Batman movies. Penguin will be in it. So that is something that will be pretty interesting to see from him. Let's see. He also said this that it's still planning to film this year, though. We're doing something that absolutely continues where the story came from, but it's something that I hope will people will be surprised by. But by surprises, he was later talking about the villain, about the Batman 2, and he said he's seen the online rumors for who the villain could be. You just look at them casually and go like, "Oh, is that what they think now? Interesting." So, in other words, all these people, everyone that thought about the different villains and stuff that Batman could have, apparently he's going into somebody else. Apparently he's doing something else. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I thought that it was pretty easy to do the what was that society? The Hidden Society. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I thought that they would do that. I thought that they would easily shift into Hush. Hush would be one. Um, who else? Court of Owls. Thank you. The Court of Owls. Appreciate that. The Court of Owls seemed like a very easy thing that they were already setting up anyway. Now I told y'all for a spinoff show, I think that he should do Harvey Dent, the Two-Face. I think that would make a perfect type of segue into a second season for him. But yeah, you know, I see Zaz. I don't know if Zaz would be an interesting enough, one. I feel like he'd be more of a TV show villain. But yeah, Quarter Owls, Hush, I think that would work. Yeah, yeah, because I think that would surprise most general audiences that don't read the comics. If you don't read the comics and you don't know anyone outside of Riddler, Joker, and Penguin or whatever, then yeah, Hush might surprise other people. But I'd really like a Quarter Owls. I think but you know what? Actually, I take that back. I don't want the Quarter Owls only because, as good of a story as it is, I think what made Quarter Owls so good was because it challenged an already highly experienced Batman. Keep in mind, Quarter Owls effed Batman up. Like, this man didn't know which way did they go? Which way did they go? Which way did they go? He did not know what was going on. And that is, to me, what made Quarter Owls so amazing, because you had a seasoned, experienced, mature, strategic Batman at the peak of his game get undercut by this secret society that had always been right under his nose. So that to me is where, like, I don't think A Court of Owls is going to work, because the Batman that we have now with Pattinson, he's still wet behind the ears. He's still got milk on his tongue. Like, he's not that seasoned. He's barely even a ninja. So I think Court of Owls might be premature, but at the same time, Matt Reeves has proven me wrong already. I also said I'm not ready for a Penguin series. I'm not looking forward to it. And this man blew me away with the fantastic series. So if he wants to do it, that's fine. But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I feel like you could put Court of Owls in your back pocket and just save it for later. Not saying you can't do it, just save it for later. So anyway, we got the Batman 2. We got the villains. What else we got? Oh, so now the other question here was, what exactly are we going to do with Robert Pattinson's Batman? Because a lot of people, are still a little confused. A lot of people are still like, well, is he going to be in the DCU? Is he going to cross over? Like, what are we doing with him? So we finally got both Matt Reeves and I believe James Gunn to talk about it a little bit. And they had some comments here. James Gunn had said in the past, I've contemplated it. Yeah, it's in terms of having Pattinson be the DCU Batman. So he said, I've contemplated it. Yeah. But then he clarified, I contemplate everything. I talk about everything. So in other words, it's a possibility that has been thrown out there. It's a conversation that's been had, but nothing is solidified. Nothing is confirmed by James Gunn. Now, Gunn stressed at the time that he is committed to both telling stories in the DCU and Elseworld stories. He says, I want the freedom to tell Elseworld stories. Now, this is where Matt Reeves come in. He says, it really comes down to whether it makes sense. There was a story I wanted to tell, the epic crime saga. It's been important to me to play that out, and James and Peter have been really great about that. They are letting us do that. What the future brings, I can't really tell you. I have no idea. My head is down right now on getting the Batman Part 2 shooting, which is the most important thing. And he was pressed even more. And if they decide we really, really, really want Rob to be our DCU Batman, Reeves says, I don't know. We will have to see where it goes. Now, all of that, let me translate that. That's corporate talk. But you can read between the lines. Reeves said there was a story I really, really wanted to tell, which was the crime drama of Batman, the detective Batman. This was before James Gunn came in. And when he came in, James Gunn was like, you know what? I'm going to let Matt Reeves cook. I'm going to let him do his thing, whatever. I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's why we had the whole Elseworlds created. It would be incredibly problematic, in my opinion, if James Gunn were to undo what already does not need to be undone. Matt Reeves has gotten you a successful Batman movie. He's gotten you a fantastic award-winning, or at least award-nominated. No, award-winning, because Colin Farrell just won for Best Actor in a TV series. TV series. Don't mess this up. Do not mess this up. Leave Matt Reeves alone. Whatever Matt Reeves wants to do at this point, and it's already in his own little sandbox, let him do that. In previous interviews, Matt Reeves was asked about whether he'd like to come to Marvel and do something, and he was like, no, I came to DC because I get to play in my own sandbox. I can create my own world. I don't have to be forced into doing things that these other pre-established universe is going to do. James Gunn is creating his own MCU, basically, the DCU. He's creating his own universe. And if you put Matt Reeves' Batman in there, you're going to undo, or you're going to force, or you're going to change a lot of stuff. Plus, at the end of the day, I don't think Matt Reeves' Batman with Robert Pattinson, he doesn't fit with whatever James Gunn is doing. If you notice, James Gunn, especially at least from the little trailer that we got, or even if you watch Creature Commandos, they are already in a world that's it's not grounded. It's very fantastical. It's very, out there. You got big monsters attacking cities. You got, super aliens flying around and stuff. Meanwhile, Batman is fighting the mob. He's fighting corruption in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have a Batman that lives in a world where all that other stuff makes sense. And that's why I think Matt Reeves was being nice about it by saying it has to make sense. And let's just be honest, it does not make sense. Robert Pattinson's Batman already can't handle what's going on in Gotham. And you want him to contemplate an alien coming down, or a bunch of aliens already here, or metahumans running around, and he's never experienced that? He's not fit for that. It does not work. So I really hope people don't try to force or push this idea. It's fine if you like Robert Pattinson's Batman. That's okay. But him and James Gunn's world, it's not going to work. It's a problem. It's not going to work. It's messy. It's ugly. Do not do it. So I would hope that they just allow Matt Reeves to continue doing what he's doing. Don't mess it up. It's not broke. It does not need help. And I'd be remiss if I had to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say this too. Please, y'all need to really give it up. Do not push for Alan Richardson to be Batman. Please don't. I tell y'all this every single time. If you want, and if you look at all the best characters that we've seen on screen, the only reason they've been so good is because they had great actors first. It was not because of the physicality. It was not because they had muscles. It was not because of their height. It was not because of any it was not because of any of those physical attributes. Look at Hugh Jackman. When you look at Hugh Jackman when he first played Wolverine, he wasn't even swole. He wasn't even cut. But you know what? You didn't care because he was such a good actor, because he made you believe that he was Wolverine. Later, he went and put some muscle on. The physical stuff comes later, but he didn't need that. When you look at Ben Affleck, some of y'all be like, no, but Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder, we got the big, strong Batman. Ben Affleck is actually a good actor. Ben Affleck got swole later, but he was a good actor first. So you got lucky with Ben Affleck playing Batman. You had a good actor first. But when y'all sit, and here's the thing, I don't like this conversation because I don't want it to be like a diss to Alan Richardson, because I like Alan Richardson. But what I'm trying to critique here is people talking about, oh, but he's got the size and the muscles first before actually talking about acting ability. If that's what you're looking at first, I need you to stop. I need you out of this conversation. If people like, let's say, Scott Adkins are top of your list, I need you to sit this conversation out. Because yeah, Alan Richardson, Scott Adkins, they're great physical actors. Like, yes, they're great for the action, but they're not known for the acting. That's not the first thing you think about. Now, I'm not saying everything they do is bad, but what I am saying is that there are more believable actors out there that when they step in, you will love that character more rather than trying to hold out for the 5-minute action sequence. Okay, so let me kind of give y'all just one little analogy to kind of think about it. Maybe I'll get this to the fellow. Actually, anybody. Imagine you find that guy, that girl that's fine. She's so fine. Ooh, he's so fine. Whatever. And then you find out his personality sucks. Then you find out she's annoying. Then you find out he's a dummy. Then you find out she is a problem. That's what it's like when y'all be jumping to, oh, but he's got the height. Oh, but he's got the size. Oh, but he could do action. Y'all sound like the people that chase the 20% and forget that it's the 80% you really should be looking for. When we talk about these characters, it needs to be 80% acting first. Don't chase the fine one. Don't chase the muscles. because when they're dumb, when they're broke, when they're, freelance, like all these other negative things, you're going to be mad. And guess what? Them 20 minutes of action that you're looking for, it's not going to compensate the other 60, 70 minutes of bad acting that you didn't know you signed up for. So please stop. Look for good actors first, and they can transform into good characters later. Okay, I'll leave it there. Leave it there. Boy, some of y'all be chasing them. I'm like, if that's what you be looking for, what you be looking for in a life partner? You like that 20% that much? JN, need gun to green light a Static Shock movie. Did not wear this for no reason. Yes, but that's another topic for another day. Let's see. GA, what you got? After watching Reacher season 3 trailer, Alan Richardson is a no-brainer for DCU. Cast that man. I'm assuming you made this comment before I went into my whole rant. Okay. Well, okay. You said I'm not looking at muscles alone. Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. My GA, my critique is not levied at you then. Okay. That's fine. Hold on. What else you say? That's fine, but are we talking 80% Bruce, 20% Batman? Okay, see, now you dragging me into the conversation. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about looking for the 80 versus 20, I'm talking about 80% acting ability needs to be the primary driving force. You are looking for this next actor because 80% of what they bring to the table is fantastic acting. The 20%, which is probably the physicality, maybe it's the intimidation, whatever. First of all, that can be compensated by good acting. Second of all, this is why we have stunt doubles. And third of all, they could always get in shape, train, or whatever. Nobody would have looked at Charlie Cox and would have been like, oh, that's Daredevil, and he could kick butt like he does. But we had the hallway scene. Nobody doubts him, right? We doubt Finn Jones, but we don't doubt Charlie Cox. Second of all, the reason why I stress the acting is because the acting is central. It is crucial to who Batman actually is. A lot of people think about Batman and forget about Bruce Wayne. And when you think about Bruce Wayne, you forget Bruce Wayne is nuts. He is a psycho. Bruce Wayne is not a normal person. He is a grown man who's a billionaire who runs out in a bat costume trying to strike fear in other psychos. The reason why I talk about the acting is because you need to have someone that can show you that night and day and the OCD, obsessive compulsive psychosis of that character in and out of the costume. So no, you can't just have some guy just because he got big muscles and he looks mean all day. No, you need a night and day. Again, I am an Alan Richardson fan. I love what he does in Reacher, but you need to have somebody. I'm sorry. There are better actors. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are better actors. Look at Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal to me is probably one of the best people that could. As a matter of fact, he was going to be Batman. He just got beat out by in The Dark Knight. He got beat out there by Christian Bale. But Jake Gyllenhaal, go watch Nightcrawler and go watch literally any other movie he's been in. That's an actor. That's an actor that can literally be on screen and make you believe he's two different people at the same time. So I'm telling you, acting ability has to come first. It has to. Jensen Ackles, great actor. He could do it as well. He could do both, actually, the physical and the acting. So I'm trying to tell y'all, like, watch more stuff. Watch more stuff so that way you can really see and compare. Because I understand, like, if you've only watched a lot of one character or one actor, you know, it's like, what are you going to compare it to? But like, man, the more stuff you watch, the more you're going to be like, dang, there are better actors. There are better actors out there, you know, and it's not a shame. It's not a diss. It's just like, you know, I don't know. Like, imagine just wanting that sixth man on the Lakers when, you know, Kevin Durant is out there, but you ain't never seen Kevin Durant play. You know, it's like, nah, man, we don't need I don't know, Luke Walton, like son on. We don't need him. Let's go get KD. You know. But anyway, all right. Thank you for that. Thank you. And listen, if you like Allen, that's fine. I'm not trying to disparage people's picks. That's fine. But that Jason and okay, see now we back on the same page. Now we back on the same page. That's what I'm talking about, GA. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. Hold on, let me grab some of these here. Okay, we got that. Quiet one. Bruce Wayne is always the best detective first, then Batman the Vigilante. You know what? I would argue that because of the animated series, I don't think that that's an accurate priority list. If we have to dissect Batman, the very first thing that comes with Batman is he's psychotic. That's the first thing, because it's his trauma that literally pushes everything else he does. Everything. It's what makes him a great escape artist. It's what makes him it's what made him go to school to get a PhD in criminology to become a great detective. It was his compulsion because of his trauma that made him have this sense of justice to become a vigilante. It was his psychosis that gave him the focus to become a ninja to go fight crime in the first place. So if we're really going to talk about the first thing with Batman, you got to go with this man's broken mentality. And if you can't start there, you don't know Batman. Like, Batman, that's not Batman. That's just some other insert generic vigilante. Batman has to start with being nuts. Okay, that's got to be, because here's the thing. There's a fine line between what happens with Batman and the criminals that he faces. All it takes, as the Joker says, is one bad day. So I would just say that you got to have the crazy first. And I would also say having him be a detective, having him be a vigilante, having him, I think all those are equal. I don't think that they should be one over the other. I think they should all be equal, in my opinion. But then again, I'm spoiled because the animated series, they put all those things on the equal pedestal. He was a ninja, detective, escape artist, you know, playboy, billionaire, all at the same time. So I would like balance in that, but I need him to be psycho first. Larry, what you got? I still want Gyllenhaal to be Batman, but I doubt WB can afford him. I think they could afford him because it's not like he's an A-list star. I mean, he's a good, talented actor who's been undercut many times, but I feel like they could. I mean, what did he do last time? Roadhouse? Like, bro, you can go be Batman. You can be Batman. JN, what you got? Richard Madden is Batman. Idris Elba is Mr. Freeze. I haven't seen it from Richard Madden yet. I wouldn't put Idris Elba as Mr. Freeze. I'd probably put Giancarlo as Mr. Freeze. I've always liked that pick first. But I think Richard Madden, that sounds more like a TV series Batman. Like if HBO Max had an Elseworlds TV series, I could see him doing that. But on the big screen, I don't know. I can't see it. Larry, what you got? Plus, Gyllenhaal plays a great psycho Nightcrawler enemy by Listen. I'm trying to tell people. I don't know who was doubting in the comments. If you're doubting Jake Gyllenhaal, I need you to go watch more Jake Gyllenhaal movies. This man is an actor. This man, literally, he could play Batman or the Joker. That's the kind of acting you need. Okay. Yes. Larry, we right here. We right here. Yes. Quiet One, his dynamic with Alfred deciphering clues too. Yeah, no, listen, I think that's more on Alfred. I think we definitely need more Alfred in that. But yeah, sure, that could work. I like that. About Tony, just because the director had a flop doesn't make them a bad choice to do your next IP. And sometimes you got to take a chance and bet on your filmmaker. I absolutely agree with you. However, I'm not only basing my disinterest in Andy Muschietti based off of The Flash. I'm talking about his body of work. I'm talking about when I watch him do It, I liked it, but then when he did It Part 2, not so much. When I watched him do Mama, the beginning of the movie was very good, but he didn't bring it back. He couldn't finish it. So I'm going off of his body of work. I'm not just saying, oh, well, you flop one time, you're done. I agree with you. One flop does not just, disqualify a director, because if that was the case, nobody's going to be perfect. I'm saying based off his track record, based off of the movies that I have seen from him, I don't think he's the best choice to do Batman Brave and the Bold. And I also would argue you don't need to take a bet on your filmmaker because he's really good friends with James Gunn. I don't like that. I don't want my best friend to go do the movie. I want the best director that's going to make me the best film to make my next movie. My best friend can come and watch, but I don't need him to do it just because we all good. So I don't like that level of bias in that sense. All right. I'll save that for the end. Because I know y'all gonna talk about it. No, actually, let's just go ahead. We already kind of over the time anyway. I'll make this quick. There's been talk about who should play the next Storm and all that stuff. It was brought up that Cynthia Erivo had talked about how she wanted to play the role. I'll make this quick, make this easy. No. Love her, extremely talented, wonderful actress. No, thank you. No, thank you. No. I personally think that, she just would not be the best fit for this. I would really hope that Hollywood doesn't fall in love with the fact that, oh, she can sing. Are you having Storm sing? No, thank you. That's okay. Now, there are so many other choices out there. Jodie Turner-Smith, DeWanda Wise, old girl from that show Deborah something, I forget her name. There's so many other choices that they can go. But here's the part that I think people are not going to want to hear as much. I don't even think that Marvel wants a Storm that's in their 30s. I don't think they want that. I think that they're going to, if it's true, at least according to the latest rumor, that they're just going to grow up the T'Challa Jr. kid or whatever, they're going to probably try to pair him up with a Storm. So if you grow up the T'Challa Jr. kid, and how far can you grow him up? Maybe at most as a teenager. That means they're probably going to look for a teenage Storm. I mean, we just heard the rumor about how I think Sadie Sink was supposed to play Jean Grey. They might find somebody in their 20s. So even though I think that there are a lot of other good picks for Storm, I don't even think she would be in the running anyway. But if she was, I would say no, thank you. No, thank you. And I'll leave it at that. Great actress, great singer, but no. All right. Now let's wrap this up with we got to talk about Sony's bubble. For a long time, I have talked to y'all about Sony and the problem that has existed in so many different ways with them. And the problem has always been that they don't appear to know what they're doing when it comes to these Spider-Man spin-off films. I'm sorry, Spider-Man less spin-off films. Because one of the most critical issues has been the fact that, and we learned this a couple weeks ago, that there is nothing in the Sony Marvel deal. There's nothing in there that says that they can't use another Spider-Man. Maybe they can't use Tom Holland. That's understandable because of the shared relationship they have with Marvel. But any other Spider-Man, they've never been hindered. They've never been challenged, or there's no copyright. There's no nothing, which means that they have made conscious choice after choice after choice to ignore what fans have been asking for from the very beginning, which is, hey, give us one of these movies with Spider-Man. Now, I have gone through a plethora of these movies, and I've taken the bullets for a lot of y'all, and I've watched a lot of them for you, the live action ones. And they've been bad. A lot of them have been bad. I have told y'all that you have been given your money to Sony, and because of that, Sony thinks this is good. We got to continue. And it's just been terrible. All the live action spinoffs have been terrible. I think people were more excited that Venom was just a thing, and Venom was the closest thing that looks kind of like a Spider-Man, and that was about it. Because after that, it just went downhill. But we learned that they supposedly were going to go in a new direction. We learned that they had nothing holding them back, or from using another Spider-Man. But once again, more information came out about Sony that I am starting to believe it is purposefully just to gaslight us. I'm every time I learn something new about Sony, because I try to tell y'all, I don't want to sit here and just speculate off my own opinion. I want to learn and hear from the producers, from the directors, from the actors, from the executives. I want to hear from them so that way I'm not misrepresenting them. I'm not, I'm at least having an informed opinion. And y'all, we finally heard from the man at the top. This is Tony Vinciquerra. He is the man that has been running Sony Pictures on the movie side for a long time. And this is what he had to say recently when it came to, oh no, I didn't highlight it. No. Okay, I'll highlight it here for you guys. I thought I highlighted it. What happened? Hold on one second. Where is it at? Didn't I do it? No? Okay. All right, let me highlight these for you real quick. This man gave reasons as to why everything failed. And I don't know if you can even understand, if you could even guess what his reasoning for this was. But just this is a good way to kind of get an idea of how the people at the top think. He said here, Madam Web underperformed in theaters because the press just crucified it. Oh, we throwing stones already. It was not a bad film. And it did great on Netflix. Stop. Does that sound familiar to y'all? Y'all remember the other movie that wasn't all that good, but it did great on iTunes? Can we just talk about how you already just conveyed to us how you interpret things. The mere fact that you saw the box office for this movie, you saw the critical response for this movie, but then when it got on Netflix, and maybe it did get a lot of views, you never put two and two together to say that, people would rather watch this for free at home, but they didn't want to go see it in the theaters. And you took that as a sign of success? It did great on Netflix. For some reason, here's the thing. For some reason, so he don't know. For some reason, the press decided that they didn't want us making these films out of Craven and Madam Web, and the critics just destroyed them. They also did it with Venom, but the audience loved Venom and made Venom a massive hit. These are not terrible films. They were just destroyed by the critics and the press for some reason. Oh! It's on now. So for some reason, first of all, you just told on yourself. If you're going to sit here and say, for some reason, critics didn't like it, that lets me know you didn't read none of the reviews. You didn't read nothing. You didn't read about how the writing on all these films was atrocious. You didn't read about how the directing was remedial. You didn't read about how some of the acting was just cringy. You didn't read any of the reviews. You just made it up in your mind that for whatever reason, critics was like, we just don't want these movies to be made. Really? You really think that we had that kind of power? You really think that we were just like, you know what? I'm going to wake up today and I'm just going to not want movies to be made. You don't think it had anything to do with the fact that the movie's quality was just not that good? And by the basis of what he's saying, that all these films have been good, it sounds like you don't know how good movies are supposed to look. It sounds like you have bad taste in movies. Now, he did confirm what we talked about before, which I did tell y'all. When y'all gave Venom money, it's a problem. Y'all gave Venom that money, and that was a problem. But he's not wrong about the critics, because critics tore this up. Okay, critics absolutely tore this up. This is Venom: The Last Dance. Let There Be Carnage, and the first Venom. Critics was not feeling it, but you could see the audience. They did like the first Venom. Now, I disagree, but that's okay. People found it entertaining. They kind of thought it was different. Fine. But just remember, when y'all gave them that money, y'all gaslit them and let them believe that everything else was justified. That's what he said. Fans gave it that. But here's the thing I want y'all to notice. Don't just look at the percentage. What did I tell y'all when y'all watching and looking at Rotten Tomatoes? Look at how many people are giving a rating. Okay. So the first movie, yeah, for sure. 25,000 plus people showed up, liked it enough to give it an 80%. Cool. Uh-oh. Only 10,000 plus. Uh-oh. Well, what about Last Dance? Oh, only 5,000. So yeah, the percentage is up there, but the numbers aren't. So this is something that if you're an executive, you should be paying attention to this. Just because the percentage is high in terms of the people, you got to be looking at, why is it that they don't want to come to the movie. They don't like it. There's something about your movie that's making people not want to come and show up. That should be telling for you. Don't blame it on critics, and here's why I tell you that whole critic thing, he contradicted himself right there. Because how are you going to sit here and press didn't like it. The press blamed it, but the audience you just said the audience liked the first Venom movie that the press, the critics did not like. So it sounds like the audience is going to go make up their mind. The audience is going to go regardless of what the critics say. And that's okay. I encourage y'all to do that anyway. I don't tell you, don't just listen to me. If you like something, Howard the Duck Part 2, go watch Howard the Duck. I don't have to like it. If you love it, go do it. That's your money. That's your time. You are free to waste it however you like. But how you going to sit here and say they liked the first movie, but the critics hated it, but then everything else is the critics' fault? It's not your fault. At no point you ain't look at the mirror and just be like, dang, man, maybe you never thought to yourself, man, maybe we shouldn't have hired the same people that flopped the last couple movies and gave them promotions to make other movies. You never thought that could have been the problem? You never sat here as a CEO, as a boss, as an executive. You never sat here and thought maybe the problem is within and not out there. So he goes on and says here that unfortunately Kraven the Hunter that we launched last weekend and my last film launch is probably the worst launch we had in 7.5 years. So that didn't work out very well, which I still don't understand because the film is not a bad film. Oh my God. He keeps telling on himself. I don't understand. I know. I can tell. If you looked at Kraven and you said this is a good film, you don't deserve to be the CEO of a huge movie studio. If you are, here's the thing. We talk about this even with Marvel, right? I've told y'all that one of the things that I've always respected with Marvel, good or bad, is that they have the humility to at least admit when they've fallen short. They at least can sit here and say, I mean, we talked about this. They sat here and admitted, yeah, phase 4, we came up short. Yep, phase 4, we did not hit our stride. Yeah, that was not good. Great. And what did they do? They changed course. But what has Sony been doing? Sony has not only failed to recognize how terrible their movies are because of their own doing, they've also failed to even understand why their movies have not had a lot of good success. And this is coming straight from the top. They've continued to rehire the same people, the same cast and crew that have added to the failures. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result? That's all they've been doing. They say, you know what? Same cast, same crew. Let's see what happens. Hey, you know what? We're not going to add Spider-Man. Let's see what happens. They kept doing the same nonsense, and they're pointing the finger at everybody else except for them. How dare y'all? How dare y'all sit here and blame critics for the nonsense that you couldn't do yourself? You had one job. Make a competent movie. And you accidentally made one with Venom. Accidentally, kind of, sort of. And after that, everything else has been atrocious. Everything else you could get at a film school with a year 1 student. No. But this dude gonna have the nerve to sit here and talk about it was all no. Let's see. Aha! This is something else that will give you an understanding of their state of mind. We've been very successful. Now, to be fair, they have had other movies besides the Spider-Man stuff, so I agree. And he says, we've beat our budgets every year I've been here, even through strikes and COVID. Guys, this is how he thinks. This is why I'm talking about. They not looking at themselves. They not looking at the quality of their products. They're saying, hey, we beat the budgets. And by the way, even that is not the best business sense. Beating your budget is not what you want to do when you're making movies. You don't want to sit here and have $100 million budget, make only $100 million and say, hey guys, we did it. Or I don't know, 110 million. You don't want to do that, because how long does it take for a movie to get done? Probably a year, 2 years of hard work. You tell me if you'd like to work for a whole year, maybe 2 years, and only make the same amount of money that you put in and not make a profit. That's what you want. You want a profit. You want a nice profit. You usually want at least 2.5 times your budget. But even if you're just talking about budget, let's say you make that profit. If you make the profit and the movie's still terrible, what is it going to do with the rest of your movies? It's going to sour people's trust. Didn't I show y'all less and less people started watching the Venom movies and they all started to go and just stop reviewing it? So he did say one thing, though. I do think we need to rethink it, the whole Sony Spider-Man thing, just because it's snake bitten. If we put another one out, it's going to get destroyed, no matter how good or bad it is. Here he goes again. He cannot get it out of his mind that it's the press's fault, it's critics' fault that these movies are doing bad. Didn't I tell y'all how for Venom, The Last Dance, I conveniently didn't get a message from the local PR companies? Didn't I tell y'all I had to go hunt them down? I had to go harass them just to get the screening for the film that was literally the very next day? They literally tried to hide that movie from the press. And now, even though the PR people will never admit to it, and that's fine, I got all the confirmation I need from the head boss. The head boss, who is under the disillusionment that, oh yeah, the press are the enemy here. Not us. It's not us that's making the bad food. It's the people that's reviewing the bad food. They're the reasons why don't nobody want to eat our bad food. Make it make sense. And here's the thing. I just want to bring this up. I have told y'all before, when it comes to looking at the movies and the ratings and stuff like that, Rotten Tomatoes, that's one thing. I showed y'all you got to look at the total number and stuff like that. But one thing you also have to look at is Cinema Score. Cinema Score, it doesn't get any more authentic than that to understand how the people feel, right? Cinema Score, in case you didn't know, they are basically, if you've ever been to a movie or a movie theater, and when you come right out, there's somebody standing there with a scorecard or something. That's who the Cinema Score people are. They get the average Joe, the average Susie, the average person, and they just say, how did you like the movie, right? It's no press, it's no critics, it's just everyday people. Now, here's the thing. Cinema Scores, they're based off of a grading scale, A, B, C, D, right? But they're also graded on a curve, okay? Why? Because the average moviegoer they're not critics. They're not sitting here analyzing movies and, nitpicking stuff. In other words, when you see a Cinema Score, let's say an A plus, great movie, right? Amazing film. A minus, good film. Not great, but good. A B, it's all right. A B is all right. So just kind of think of it like one grade lower, right? A B is really like a C. A C is really like a D. If you get a D, you got an F. Okay, in Cinema Score. Like it takes a lot for the average person who's only going there to be entertained with that very low bar to give you a low score. So let's take a look at some of these Sony Marvel movies that don't have Spider-Man. And remember, I told you, take that grade, go down one. So Venom, B+. Now, hey, okay, people enjoyed it. It's not a bad movie to most people. B+, in my opinion, that's still a C+, which is average. It's not terrible. It's not great. Get what you get from it, whatever. Venom 2, B plus, same deal. These are from the audiences now. So if Mr. Vinichichi or whatever his name is, listen, you can't go blaming critics on this. They are telling you your movies are basically average. Venom. Oh, wait, did I have Venom 3? I didn't even do Venom 3. I should have found Venom 3. Oh, wait, I did. Yeah, Venom 3. B minus. Venom 3 was a B minus. That's not good. You about to fail. And then you got Morbius. Morbius was a C plus. That is horrendous. That is very, very bad. Don't think about grade school grades right now. If you was a C student, I know you might have been happy with it. You don't want a C student. You don't want to be a C grade on Cinema Score. That's not good. Madam Web, C plus. Craven got a C. So once again, this is from average everyday people. And they're saying your movies are failing. What did critics have to do? We didn't have nothing to do with this. Critics had nothing to do with the fact that your movies got straight C's from the audience. And again, just to remind y'all, a C is not a good thing. That does not mean passing in Cinema Score. It really means a D. When you look at all the other movies that also got similar scores to these things, y'all will see some atrocious films that also get C's or C pluses. That's why I say it's graded on a curve. This is not good. It's not good. So, the fact that this Sony boss felt this way and, did all this, I'm just like, you know what? It's making everything crystal clear why Sony has been failing for so long. Because I believe he's been around since 2017, something like that. So ever since Spider-Man Homecoming, ever since, this man has been running Sony to the ground with these properties. But I didn't want to end this topic on a bad note. Yes, Sony is a problem. Yes, the Spider-Man spinoff things have not been a big success. However, we do have an update here that might be a little bit better news and a good way to end. Chairman and CEO Tony Venetiquera is stepping down from his role, and it was effective last week. He gone. This is probably some of the best news I've ever read for the year. If this is any indication for how good the rest of this year is going to go, I'm excited. The man that was in charge of Sony and doing all this Spider-Man stuff with no Spider-Man, he's gone. But not only that, because we're going to have an even better year. Palak Patel, who oversaw the studio Spider-Man villain spin-off movies, has also left Sony Pictures. He served as the point man on Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy. He too is now gone. Guys, I don't want to pre-celebrate. But this might be a win. This might be an absolute win. The people that have been in charge of these terrible decisions are gone. Not all of them, but at least the very top people are gone. As a longtime suffering Chicago Bears fan, despite the fact that we made some great draft decisions, one thing that we did not do, which I was always kind of skeptical about, was we did not have the guts to fire our head coach. We went into into the season, and just like Sony continuing to fail, we found new creative, innovative ways to lose games. Do you know how embarrassing that is to find a new way to lose a game? That's what Sony was always doing. Sony kept finding new ways to fail with these spin-off movies. They would keep hiring the same people. They would have a movie fail like Morbius and put it back into theaters. Then they would take the people that did Morbius and make them go do Madam Web. Then they took the people that failed at the Venom 2 movie and have them go do Venom 3. They found new ways to keep failing. But just like my Chicago Bears, who found the guts to fire that head coach Eberflus mid-season, it looks like Sony has done the same. And it's possible that a turnaround could be on the way. I am now hopeful. I am now looking forward to whatever's going on. Whoever comes in next, I hope they come in with their act together. But man, this nightmare might actually be done. Anyway, guys, what did you think about the fact that Sony's bubble that they lived in prevented them from seeing any other blame outside of themselves? What do you think about the fact that the people in charge are now gone? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, let's get these last couple here. Mambo, my man, what's up? Sony, down. Yes. Hey, man, how you doing? Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Jay, that CEO is out at Sony along with the exec. Well, there you go. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. What do we got? Productions. Andy is cooked after the Flash. I don't see a bright future. I mean, I said that he should have been gone from the jump. I don't care what the excuse is. Just make it happen. Just make it happen. Let's see, Mike, what you got? On a random note, my youngest son Chris getting hooked on the channel, and he wants you to say hi to him. Don't ask me. What up, Chris? How you doing? Thank you so much for watching the channel. I appreciate it. Your pops is doing a great job supporting the channel. He's the reason why we get to stay on. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate you for the support, and thank you for watching. That's funny. Quiet one, what's up? That man don't know the difference between good writing movies, between a good writing movie that folks will leave the house for and movies that are just good for background noise when you clean in the house. Exactly. Exactly. He don't know if people even clicked on Madam Web. You know how sometimes Netflix will be like, are you still watching? Man, we just gonna autoplay this next thing. Somebody was probably watching, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and then it just autoplayed Madam Web and got a free view. Stop it. Yes, thank you. Great comment. Appreciate you. Way to bring it back. All right, guys, that is it. I am way over my time. I can't believe it. My shoulder hurt, and I'm hungry. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Appreciate y'all. What a wonderful way to start off the new year, cleansing ourselves of some of the Sony execs. Oh, I love it. But anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. For the rest of y'all, again, anybody on the West Coast, LA, please be safe. Take care of your families. Definitely praying for y'all. Hope that everything works out. But all right, guys, I appreciate y'all. You know the deal. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. Until next time.